Right then, boys, welcome back to the podcast, the Scratch Record Podcast. We're back again, episode 15 tonight. Slapping through them now, aren't we, boys? We are joined tonight with two very incredible, talented artists beside us. Forgetting what camera to look at. The boys from Sarpa Salpa are here. We've got Marcus and George to join us on the sofa today.
Hello.
Welcome. How are we, boys?
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank
you very much. Thanks for having us.
How we found it? How we found lockdown then? What's it been like for you boys?
It's been weird.
Side.
Yeah, deep side. I'll let you go ahead.
Well, as I was saying before, it's good because it's like we were touring a lot. We were playing a lot of string of shows, and sometimes we'd be playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that was exhausting. And it'd just be come the Sunday show, I couldn't sing properly because I'd been learning my technique over a while. I'm getting better at that now, so I can do more shows in a row. But way back when and all that, and it piles on. So when the whole country was just everything stops, I was kind of okay, cool.
This is good.
I can vibe with this. We had such good opportunities coming in the next few weeks, which was the bit that really hurt at the time. But I think I really appreciated the time to
I think initially, it was kind of we kind of, because we'd just done a tour in January and February, we kind of thought it'd be nice to have a little break, maybe a month.
Yeah.
But we certainly weren't expecting it to be
If you're it's a 3-week lockdown we can deal with.
Yeah, this is it. And I think we had so many festival slots and decent supports with people. We were supposed to do a show with Jake Bug, which would have been kind of, we never even got to announce. But
I didn't know that. Would that still happen?
I don't think so. No.
Marcus, I hope not. That's supposed to be a secret.
As long as you don't give the detail, it won't happen. It won't happen anymore. But
George has decided.
Game done, set and match, we're all finished.
Don't want to anymore.
The chance is gone.
But we had that, and we were supposed to play Great Escape Festival, and
sick.
There was a lot lined up, but for everyone, it's just fucking.
Hayley Williams is playing that festival as well.
She was, which would have been very cool. Be within some distance.
That would have been we're gonna be we were headlining as well. Not you're headlining on a much better stage. That would have been cool because I've liked it, but no dice. Has it given you time to write a lot? Have you been writing a lot? Have you been more focused on just pushing what you've already got?
What's the number we're on? Oh my god,
25.
I was going through it the other day because we've got our Google Drive just full of all these files, and I just thought I need to sort this out. And we got
it was a mess.
25 songs, which is just not all of them are good, to be fair. There's some definitely questionable ones.
There's some even D sides on there.
Yeah. But,
you got to work at a ratio of about 1 in 4.
1 in 4.
Yeah.
So
but that was 1 in 4s
to 25. That's still a fair few songs.
That's true.
Out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I've seen quite a lot of bands have been tweeting and stuff. Who even bands have got 2 songs, and we've said we'd like more. Stanley's. Then we spoke about them on here, and then you have 2 songs, and they were we've actually got 22 finished songs that we've made during lockdown, and everyone's what?
Yeah, crazy.
That's mad.
I think through the first few weeks, if not month, of lockdown, I don't think I played an instrument at all.
Really?
I just didn't fancy it.
Just needed a real break.
I just wasn't in the mindset to play at that point. I had them. I tried. I sat down. I was just I can't be bothered. I really can't. That came back after a while. I was just doing other stuff weird things,
go on,
whittling things with a knife.
Were you actually?
Yeah, I was just doing stuff like that, drawing and anything else other than music. But I'm back now, so it's all okay.
That's nice though. Just be creative but in a different way. And just chill out a little bit.
I'm so terrible at all other things, maths and being on time.
2 very specific examples.
Things like that, more things you have to think about.
I get you.
Just creating stuff is just more fun,
relaxing
behind. It's good. I think it's good for me, so which is nice.
Yeah, you are a bit like that. You're never on time.
I don't do on time. Really.
I think I'm just optimistic. I fit.
This is literally it. I'll tell you.
So much into today. I was it's gonna go absolutely perfect. Yeah, everything's gonna work.
Doesn't.
that is your issue in a nutshell. It'll be say it's 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
And he'll be I'll be over in 10 minutes. And I'm what are you doing? He's well,
I'm
going to drive to Nottingham because I've got to do this. And then I've got to pick someone else up from London and do that. And then I'll go get some lunch. I'll do this. But yeah, I'll be there in like 10. And I'm
Yeah.
like, Elliot, do you understand? Yeah, how long it takes to do things?
Yeah,
And he
no,
just
my
doesn't,
issue is just gauging how long things
Yeah.
happen.
That'll
Like, how
take
long
you
it
20
takes.
minutes.
I'm just like, right, I've just got to pop
yeah.
over there, do this. I've got to do that and that. Give me half an hour, 45 minutes. I'll be blessed. I'll be calm.
4 hours
Yeah,
later.
4 hours later, they want
Literally.
Rocky to the pub and they're like, where you been?
Ding ding, last orders.
Yeah,
Literally.
we
Damn
literally have Elliot time. We just add an hour. Like,
I do that for Marcus. All of our gigs. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah. So we've got to be there at 7, but for you it's 6, mate.
yeah.
You don't tell me it's 7. You
No.
don't. It's
Yeah,
6.
six.
Okay.
That is
Mate,
literally-
exactly what I do.
I'm
for you.
sweating to get there for 6. I get there and he's like, oh,
Gets
you're
there at
early.
7:30. And I'm like,
There's a cow in the road.
That's
Yeah.
happened, yeah.
Christ.
Mad. So give the people, if there is anyone listening that haven't heard of Sarpa Salpa, which
come
come
on,
on,
many.
I thought you, said,
doubt
I
it,
thought you were
but-
saying state the people.
Yeah, just state the people that are
State the
listening.
people.
Have you got the
Yeah.
phone book?
Can you name them? And then
Probably
Name
not
all
him.
people.
Not him. Not
It's how we feel the podcast. We just get you to name all the people you know.
Just
and
read
that's
the
it,
phone
yeah.
directory, please. Yeah, okay.
How did Sarpa Salpa start? How has it developed to get to this point? You know, a little bit of your boys' background.
We Marcus and I were in a band previously, and that kind of fell apart gradually.
But it was like pop punk, wasn't it?
It was a pop punk band.
We were very young.
What
Yeah.
what was that called? Is there anything out there from that?
I'm not saying.
No.
'Cause
Go
you
on.
will find
Oh,
Yeah,
God, what
There's
was
still
that?
one. There's still one on Spotify, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not saying it. If you
might-
find it, you find it. Well done.
That's
If I
we'll
find
let
it,
you. We'll let you know after
okay,
the
cool.
podcast.
As long as I know, I don't care.
it's
For the
definitely going in the
listeners.
playlist.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
got-
yeah.
Damn it.
It's a becoming band. Okay.
So yeah, that kind of we kind of
It
we-
started going a bit indie, didn't it?
Yeah, we were very much like a pop punk band, and then we kind of got to a point where it started to head in more like an indie direction, and then the
Not
other members weren't
much,
that keen
but-
on that.
Yeah.
So then we just thought, let's, because we've been doing it for a couple of years, and we thought this is going nowhere. Let's just scrap it and start anew.
Absolutely
Yeah.
nowhere. I don't think we played outside of our village.
Really?
Yeah, we,
Was
the
this
in the
still
town centre.
you singing you guitar?
I couldn't play guitar at that point.
No, that's the other thing. Yeah, Marcus didn't play guitar before Sarpa. Like that was all.
I just played drums, but that's I was in a band once where I played drums and singing, but I wouldn't do that again.
No.
That's not too fun.
Yeah, that sounds shit, that.
Yeah.
Have you got to sit at the front then, or you've got to
That's
sit
the
at the back
thing.
and sing?
You
It's
have
like-
to go at the back.
Yeah,
Have you heard of
weird it
Squid?
was.
The band
Yeah,
Squid.
I've heard of Squid.
They're
yeah.
great, and I was listening to them on like Radio 6 and on Spotify and stuff. And we went to see them, didn't we, at that festival we were
Yeah.
playing? They were playing as well, so we went to see them. And then they were playing the first song, and I was like, cool. And then I was like, I wonder which one's the singer. And then the drummer just started singing. I was like, okay.
Whoa,
I was
weird.
like, that caught me by surprise. I did not expect
Squid
that.
popped up on my Twitter the other day actually because do you know Feet, the band Feet?
Yeah.
No.
Do you want to panic to know?
Yeah, I've definitely played it to them. They've got that song English Weather. which-
Oh,
Yeah,
yes. Yeah, I
there we
remember
go. Oh
that.
yes,
I
English
do.
Weather,
That's
there
the one.
it is.
No, I do know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
The Scottish weather track.
Because they tweet quite a lot and I think they're quite funny. And did you see that fake Coachella lineup go out? It like went round or like Twitter and it was like the dream Coachella lineup, and someone had done it and they'd put Squid in it and they were like weirdly high.
Oh, really?
And they like tweeted and they were like, can't believe Squid are above LCD Sound System, because Squid were like third down and LCD Sound System were like right at the bottom for some reason. And they're like, who have made that thing? And that is the first time I've heard of Squid actually. So
No, they're a great band.
I actually made that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why feet were nowhere to be seen.
Okay, sick. So then that just fizzled a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And then we formed Sarpa as like a three-piece. Again, like you were playing drums, I was playing bass, and we had another guy in who was playing guitar.
Let's give a shout out to Sean. I don't
shout
think
out
he's-
to Sean.
He's never had a shout out. I don't
No,
think.
just-
Shout out to
Oh,
Sean.
Big up Sean.
We still remember you, Sean.
You're there from the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't think
A
Sean's
toast to
listening.
Sean.
He was only in it for like 3 weeks, wasn't
yeah,
he?
well, I think we literally did about 3 rehearsals and it just wasn't working.
He just stopped replying. I was like,
And yeah, he just.
Oh,
You sure
well,
you want to
okay.
shout him out?
Actually,
I
fuck
went to
Sean.
college. Sean's a nice guy. Yeah.
Okay.
So then we just. I can't remember whether it was Ethan or Charlie we found first. But
I never remember because I think I got a bit of a Mandela effect.
I think it was Charlie actually, because it was Charlie.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because I remember basically we have a song called Gem, which we don't really play anymore, but the three of us wrote it.
That makes sense.
But it was called. This is such an elaborate.
Oh
explanation.
yes, I was on the drums.
It was called a GMC song for like
Right.
George, Marcus, Charlie, because we're incredibly inventive. And then at the same time, I was in a different band with some of my mates, and Ethan was the bass player in that band.
Shout out Small Talk.
Shout out Small Talk. Never
That
did
name
anything.
is available.
Got the URL. It's still
This
there.
username is taken. Try Small Talk 124 or something.
Yeah, literally. And then that band sort of stopped doing anything, but Ethan didn't know that we'd sort of split up the band. So I
Yeah.
then put a post up saying like, "Oh, I'm looking for a bass player for this other band," and he's thought, "Shit, I've been kicked out of the band." So like, Ethan then messaged me like, "Oh look, I'm sorry if I wasn't replying or anything. Like, I want to be in the band." So then I was like, "It's not that band, but I have just started another band with Marcus. Like, if you want to be part
It was a
of
pity
Yeah.
invite then.
It was a
Yeah. Go on then. Yeah.
It was yeah.
Had you not thought to message him?
It's because they didn't know the band had got down.
Oh, we've got already
I
the politics
do.
of the band. Right.
No, it's true. I fucked it.
Imagine if we split Sarpa Salpa up. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already been done for ages. These two just don't know yet.
We're like Liam and Noah. I hate this guy.
Yeah.
So it's the first time we've been in the same room together in 6 months.
Yeah, this is fake.
But
Imagine.
yeah, Jesus. So yeah,
What was the question?
Something about the band. I don't know.
How did
it
started?
go?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that was it, really.
So we've got Charlie in, and then
Charlie and Ethan in.
Ethan in.
And then we were a 4-piece for like 2 years, probably. 2
Yeah,
years.
because I'm intrigued about this. Because then it's Meg, isn't it? She came on later.
Yeah, Meg joined-
Recently, actually.
Well, I mean, I think it's now like just been a year, but like in terms
Wow.
of relative terms, it's recent. I suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
That's gone by so quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really felt like Meg has. Sometimes I watch like the She Never Lies music video back, like nostalgically, and I'll be like, she's not in the band. It just felt like she's
weird.
always been in the
yeah.
band.
That's nice though, because then like the
Yeah.
band is with her, and it
Yeah.
feels right, doesn't it?
It felt like that after about a month as well.
Yeah.
So it was just like no turning back.
I think she definitely like fit in very quickly. Like,
Yeah.
we were quite anxious about getting another person in because like it's always such a weird thing to know whether the dynamic's going to work with a new
Yeah.
person.
There's so many aspects. Like you got obviously like the same music, be able to play the music, be committed to like really.
Plus it's awkward
really
because once
push
you've
for
got
it.
her in, and then if you don't feel it, and then you're like, sorry, but like
Yeah.
we don't want you to join, then it's
Yeah,
really
that's
like
the worst.
awkward, isn't it? I can't imagine that.
Yeah.
Did
that's
she
not
have
a
any
good
like weird
situation.
like influence into it that you like weren't expecting? When she like joined, was there something that you were like, fuck, I didn't even think from this line?
She was in Oh Boy.
Yeah, so Oh Boy were a band in Northampton probably like 4 or 5 years ago. You might know, you might not, but like they were great, and like Meg played guitar for them, and I was like I was a fan of Oh Boy, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But then never really thought anything of it. And then Ethan is quite good mates with Meg. So when we came to be looking for a keys player, we just thought, she's the natural sort of
Yeah.
I
person.
don't think
to
she
go for.
played much keys. She was like competent with the keyboard.
Yeah.
But now she's flying. She's got,
Sick.
she calls it the mega rig.
I like
I call
that.
something else the mega
That's it. How long did that take?
Christ.
Oh, class. Oh, and then that Sarpa Salpa was born, I suppose. Yeah.
As it is
I mean,
now, yeah.
in this format, yeah.
It used to be me playing the keys and the guitar.
Oh, really?
So I
Yeah.
would be. There was a song. Which song was it? I think it was
Lost Time?
Paralysed.
No? Paralysed?
Paralysed. I used to have to do the keys in the verse, and then when it got to the chorus, I'd have to like build with the vocals and then quickly change and
Oh,
like do about
God.
4 pedal switches and then go in the chorus. And that was
shit.
fun, but it was
Hard work.
Not
I bet.
sustainable.
yeah.
I
Like
suppose,
people
isn't
watching me must have been like, "Is this guy? Is
Is
this guy on crack?"
How did moving
I
that
just
quickly?
wasn't performing. I was just playing. I was
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
"Oh my god."
Yeah.
Check that, twist that, turn that on, turn that off. Remember the words. Never happens.
Yeah. I bet it's interesting bringing that to the band as well, like bringing that keyboard player that is then solely that for you lot.
Yeah.
And I bet that's quite nice because then when you're writing, it brings that aspect in a little bit
Yeah.
more as well.
And it's great that she plays guitar as well, because some gigs, like more bigger gigs, like if we're lucky enough to play like a larger venue, there's more opportunity to like do fun things as a frontman. So like when we
Yeah.
play Casanova, Meg has fully learnt that on guitar. So like,
Oh, that's sick.
we can just be like, you play it for this one.
Yeah,
and I'm just gonna
you can just
I'm gonna
focus
get
on-
in there.
Yeah, we did
Yeah,
that
it's
when we
so
did
right.
Roadman, didn't we?
Yeah.
And, like there was a point where again Meg was just playing guitar and you were just like fucking going ham in the
I was just
crowd.
in
like,
there. I was just strangling people with not on purpose.
So what was it like, this tour they did at the start of the year? Was that your first tour outside Northampton?
I mean, we've played a lot of gigs outside Northampton, but that was our first like actual sort of like headline tour, I suppose.
What was that like?
We're sort of doing a strategy, weren't we? It was just like kind of play Northampton, get people familiar with the name, then kind of go out to the like, ooh, you'll hear that. And then we were going out to like the counties, and then we were like, we weren't then like the whole of England. We just like go to Leeds once, go to Portsmouth once, and then like do another tour, and then just kind of try and get further out.
Slowly
And then
build
when you get I gotta stop, man. When you get far enough out, you can come back and like, you know, do all
It
that
just
stuff
builds
in
it,
your
doesn't it?
hometown.
And especially like it's like a hub north and a hub south as well, which
Yeah.
is quite nice because
Literally.
Leeds is such essential for that sort of style. It's because your style's a bit more. It's not quite as like strong indie like Manchester in a sense. It's like very
that's-
guitar heavy.
It's got its like history.
Yeah, it's got a history of almost like a bit funkier, a little
Yeah.
bit more jazzier
Yeah, it's
vibe.
got like all the famous bands that have come from there. Who's come from Northampton? First one that comes to mind is Bauhaus.
Bauhaus is like the big one, yeah. 'Cause,
What
I
are
mean,
they like?
They basically invented goth music. Like they have got some big credits. Like people like Nine Inch Nails and like
Yeah.
you know, that kind of like industrial vibe take huge influence from Bauhaus.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
but
that
like,
is
it
sick,
puts
but
us
not-
under absolutely no pressure.
Yeah. You don't have like
It's
a
just like-
sound to live up to.
Yeah,
like,
that's
true.
whenever
If
we
you're from
see
Manchester.
like, it's a big thing. Like we see like a Manchester band, I'm like, okay, I already know
Ooh,
them,
yeah.
what they are, you know,
Yeah.
a little bit. And
Yeah.
obviously there's still an awful lot of different stuff coming out of there, especially now. But like you do have a certain
There's
style
definitely a
to live up
Manchester
to, where it's
sound,
like
isn't
Northampton,
there?
like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can
What
almost
is the
it's,
sound,
it's a
innit?
bit of a clean palette like
Yeah,
to take, innit?
I
But
think that's definitely my favourite thing about the Northampton music scene is because like I couldn't name two bands in the scene that sound the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, fuck
It's
no.
almost like everyone's got their own thing.
I just love the scene in Northampton.
Yeah.
It is
do you?
brilliant.
Do you actually love it?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Like I really don't like it when people are like, I hate my town. It's like, leave then.
Yeah, it's like, it's just like
Yeah.
If you're not going to bring anything to
To
your
it.
town, or like if you go away, but bring something back. Like,
I've got to back it.
there was a venue in Northampton called Soundhouse.
yes.
Where was that?
I don't know. I think it was near. It was before my time. It was
I
near
never
the
went,
lab.
but yeah, I think it was near like, you know, the old Chronicle Echo building.
Yeah.
It's that kind of
Oh,
end
down
of
by
world.
the there's a vinyl bit down there, like
Yes,
a vinyl shop that
vinyl
way.
archive.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, the vinyl
Yeah.
archive.
I never went, but
I-
they put on some amazing bands there.
Always hear stories whenever you say like, "Oh, I'm in a band. Where are you from, Northampton?" Oh, I went to Soundhouse in '90 whatever.
Some random
I'm just
band.
like, good for you. I didn't. I didn't get to go.
And that's the thing with Northampton, like even though it is small and yeah, we don't have like a massive palette of stuff to like choose from and genres that come from us, but like the fucking venues, like the Roadmender is iconic in
yeah.
like
it's
in
iconic.
not even just in this area, but like countrywide, it's
We were
fairly
speaking about it earlier, weren't we? Like,
smoking,
sorry, yeah.
smoking 20 a day.
Darth Vader impression halfway through. About how like iconic Roadmender is, because we were saying about like venues closing down, how sad it is, and I was like, Roadmender just can't go because like that people will recognise it and be like from all around the country and be like, we can't let that go because some of the bands that have played there is incredible.
Some
Oh
great
god,
bands.
yeah.
Yeah.
And even now, still, like you have some massive names that will randomly headline it. Like just every now and then, you'll see something pop up. Like the Specials did a show there last year, and I was like, the Specials? That's a fucking big name, isn't it?
Big name.
I saw Gary Newman there last year.
Oh really?
Oh yeah,
Man.
in cars.
Yeah.
What a tune.
I've actually never been to the upstairs room in that. I've only been to like the one at the back, you know,
The little small room,
the little
yeah,
small
yeah.
room. I love that little room because it's because the stage is literally like half a foot off the floor.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say that big. Like, what's a bit bigger than that?
yeah, like it's only like half a foot off the floor, so it's
So
really intimate, isn't it?
Some of my favourite shows are on that stage.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did that room a few times, and it's like the buzz in that room is so
It's
great.
just
Yeah.
so different. Like I love the small venue stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
just so much nicer.
I'd say that was like our Cavern Club. That's our like that one, and probably the Black Prince Garden. They're the two that
I think
ring out
those
to me.
are like the two sort of like of that like tier of venue in Northampton. Like
Yeah.
those are kind of the main two, and they're both great for different reasons.
Yeah, I'd love to come back to Northampton in some years and try and build more stuff and do all sorts of
And
things.
help out, and it
Just
help out
proper
the scene.
make it Northampton.
Because there's so much potential about it, though.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
there? Like,
so
it
in the
could
middle of
be-
the country.
Yeah.
Like, it's just off the M1.
Like everyone does gigs in Coventry, and I'm like,
I feel like
"Why
I'm
doing gigs in
pitching.
Coventry?"
I'm pitching to you guys for funding. Hey, listen, it's just off the M1. Please,
Hey,
see
I-
50 grand.
I'd love to just help. I'd love to do stuff like that. We were talking to Max about it last week about promoters and stuff like that, and just you can slowly build the scene in Northampton. It's this area that's so close to London. It's easy enough, and yet it's not arse end away from like Leeds and Manchester. So
No.
you could actually, as soon as you find,
It's just down the M1.
yeah,
I'm telling you.
Leave the M1 alone. What's the
M1?
addiction?
I fucking love the M1. It's so ideal.
It's so useful.
It's got to be my favourite road.
Do you go Northern for that one?
You got me with
That's where I'm
favourite
heading.
roads. Good services on the M1.
Yeah, it just reminds me of Sheffield. It's just on the M1.
Yeah, and you
Sheffield.
literally drive
There it
through
is
the fucking
again.
middle of it, don't you?
You're going to do a montage at the end of this, just me saying M1.
M1. How many times
M1,
Mark can say M1?
There was 3. Let's move on.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
With
we're done.
Yeah, that's it. That's end of the podcast, boys.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. So when you think back to Northampton, like when you're playing these gigs here, what has been your favourite ones that you've done? Because there must be some unreal ones, and also some poor ones from when it was.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I remember when
yeah.
we first started, like we definitely did a lot of gigs where we played to like no one.
Really?
Like,
What's been the worst one?
what in
In,
like
Northampton. It doesn't necessarily have to be in Northampton, but like, what has been the worst
Let's
gig
say
for
it
you,
at the same
boys?
time.
okay, 3, 2, 1.
Warrington.
Yeah.
Oh, go on, talk us through.
It couldn't be any
What, is
other.
in Warrington round by here? Like
No,
near-
Warrington is
no.
in
as
near
in
like Liverpool,
near
Manchester.
Liverpool, Manchester. Okay.
Because this was semi.
Might as well have been near the moon. There was no fucker there.
I think it was like October last year, and like we kind of got to the point where like we do obviously occasionally play to no one, but like it's quite a rarity.
Yeah.
And like we when we played in Warrington, well, I'm not exaggerating when I say it was literally us, the sound guy, and one geezer.
One old boy at the back who's like, who's these lads?
Yeah.
As long as
He
he
gave it
enjoyed
beans though. He was
He was going for it.
embodying 80 people.
Yeah.
He was like,
Gets it.
"Yeah, man."
you know it's not good, and that one guy's like, "You're shit."
Yeah.
Enough of these
He was a
boys.
scouser as well, and I loved it. He was like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, like, come on, yeah, nice one, yeah." I was like, cheers, pal.
nice one.
This next one's for you, I guess.
But Warrington was a rogue place to go to be fair.
Proper road.
Do
Yeah.
you know what it was? I think we wanted to play in Liverpool, and we wanted to play in Manchester, but we were like so struggling to get a show there.
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
were like, and somehow we shot a show in
Same
Warrington,
thing.
and we just thought that'll be fine.
Yeah.
But and this is nothing against Warrington. I'm sure Warrington's a great place.
I think
but,
because
like,
they neighboured weekenders there.
Yes.
I don't know if you're at the festival, and I went there like 2 years ago, and the only memory is that we actually got stuck there because we went on the Saturday, and it turns out there was a massive strike on all the trains, and
Oh, wow.
so all the trains
Right.
were cancelled, and we'd not booked like buses back. So me and my girlfriend literally outside the station, it was like, we're gonna literally just have to sleep outside Warrington Station, and
Good
eventually,
memories in
yeah,
Warrington.
so it was good, and
Everyone's
I was
got
like,
nice memories there.
So yeah. I was like, that's my only memory of Warrington. So the fact you've gone, we'll play a gig there is an interesting
yeah.
one. But
Didn't we sell a T-shirt that gig?
yeah,
To the old boy.
It actually wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
There
Actually,
was a
you're
guy
right.
in the street.
Yeah, we literally like we finished playing. We'd packed everything up. We were loading into the van, and like some guy just walked past. He was like, "Oh, are you guys playing tonight?" And we were like, "Yeah, we played like 2 hours ago." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, can I buy a T-shirt?" And we're just like, "All right."
Come.
Some random guy.
Thank God for alcohol.
That's me. He's woke up the next morning and gone,
What does that even say?
Poor bloke.
oh.
What a guy.
The T-shirt wise though, you boys are bringing out some fucking
Yeah,
sick
I said
stuff.
earlier,
you know?
T-shirt game is
That
Really
is
cool.
actually another throwback to what we were just talking about. That's Meg.
Yeah, so
Is
I
it?
mean,
Meg makes those.
Oh
Yeah.
mate, it's
Oh,
unreal because
sick.
we're doing a few bits and bobs and things,
Yeah.
designing a few odd sods and that. But like we're trying to get into it, and it's fucking hard.
It is hard.
It's
It's
difficult.
really
and the
hard.
stuff that you lot bring out looks such like it still comes across as really good quality T-shirts. They don't look like band merch. Like I love
Yeah.
that, mate. They don't look like band merch. It looks like just good quality.
They look the real deal. When they arrived, I was like, cool.
Fucking
Sounds
Meg, you've smashed it. Like, been really good.
Yeah.
That's it. And we got really excited the other day because we saw Jack Saunders wearing one.
Yeah,
And
mate.
You got excited.
What's that been like for you with him? Because he's been a massive. He's been
It's
quite a big
really,
fan of
big in
you
you
lot.
lot.
It's
Yeah.
really weird because it's like I think you wait your whole life for things to come, and then when they come, you just kind of like,
Whoa,
Okay.
shit.
and it's just
yeah.
like, is this real?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's absolutely mad.
Yeah,
How
no.
do you feel?
It's very cool. Like, I'm so thankful that he's
Yeah.
been such a big supporter of the band. But like it kind of came a little bit out of nowhere because like he played our track Before It Goes Dark.
Yeah.
How did it happen?
What the?
Are you
t-shirt
telling the
thing?
story of how Jack Saunders got involved?
Yeah,
Well,
can you? Yeah, go
As
for
a
it.
tiny bit of
I would
context
really like to
before you
know.
tell the story, Jack Saunders, Radio 1 DJ, does the indie show.
Yes. He
So
does.
if you are an
Formerly-
indie band,
formerly the indie show.
formerly indie show,
Jesus,
now
Joe, get with the
yeah,
times.
sorry,
What's it called
sorry,
now?
now it's,
It's
Future
Stars.
Future Stars or Future
Oh, is it?
Artists.
Future
Something like
Artist,
that, yeah,
it's called,
Future
yeah.
Artist. It is called Future Artist, correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
He basically, if you are an up and coming band, he is like the person
boy.
you want to play your music. Like
Yeah.
it's sort of the bit of the pinnacle of like, if he's played your song, it's pretty sick.
it was
basically, so.
madness.
But yeah, tell the story. What happened?
I mean, I don't really know. I mean, basically,
I just kind of blinked and it's like,
yeah. I mean, we put out a track called Before It Goes Dark last year, and I think he got wind of that somehow, and like played it a couple of times. We thought initially that's amazing, like, and we kind of thought that was it. And then we put out our track Say Something at the start of this year, and then he made that his like next wave track.
That's
Which-
mega.
I remember hearing
that was a step because it was
That's
like,
big.
okay, this is quite good.
which is insane because like I remember our manager telling us he was doing it, and I was just like,
what?
nah.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I didn't even think we were going to get another like Radio 1 play, so let alone getting on Next Wave. And then again, when we put out Forwards Backwards earlier this year, he then made that his like tune of the week.
Yeah.
Which is just like
That's
literally
huge.
the biggest thing.
It doesn't
you
feel
get from
real.
him. No, it
Yeah.
doesn't.
No,
You did get a bit of like
you-
imposter syndrome a little bit.
Yeah,
But
because we don't really listen to our own music.
no, not once it's been released.
No,
Like,
once it's
Yeah.
out, like
I bet you're sick
if you've
of it a
edited
bit,
the video
yeah.
and been in the studio and written it and played it all around the country like 100 times,
Yeah.
it's very much like, okay,
yeah.
Wait,
I think when you're writing it, you listen to it like bloody 200 times, and then
course,
suddenly
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
out there, and you're
It's
like,
done.
I don't listen to it anymore.
Well, it's a finished project. It's like when someone draws it, like does a painting or something, and if
Yeah,
they
yeah.
just kept going back to the like the art gallery in London
yeah.
to see it, it'd be a little bit like
Yeah.
it's like I know
It's what it is
every
at that
brush
point,
stroke.
isn't it?
innit?
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
know what I mean?
within
You
that
can't change
metaphor,
it.
I imagine they'd go back and all they'd do is just criticise it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
look at it and they'd be like, oh, I wish I could do that bit a bit more,
yeah.
bit more green.
Even to the point of like with our podcast and stuff, I can sit and look back at a YouTube video I edited like last week or something and be like, fuck,
that
I should have
cut
cut
is
that
like-
like
yeah, yeah.
half a second
I can't
earlier or
listen
something.
back for that reason because I'm like, even then things you say is so annoying because how often like in life do you think I should have said that?
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? All the time, and I'm like in this, I'm like then listening, and I'm like, why the fuck didn't I ask
Yeah,
that
yeah.
or why
Yeah,
didn't I say
yeah.
that? And then like it really comes through, but yeah, like it must have been mad to have that much like recognition from someone who's so like well looked at in the industry. It's a
Yeah.
bit like you sort of made it almost too early. You're a bit like, well,
No, I
what
mean,
do you do
it's-
now, isn't it? It's like,
yeah, it was kind of like very, very cool to get that, and like he's been such a mad supporter
Yeah.
of us.
I
yeah.
think we're just buckling down now and just hoping he plays the new single.
Yeah.
Has to now. I say he's committed.
Yeah,
he's a
too-
fan,
too
he's a
far
fan.
gone.
Hey, he was wearing the t-shirt the other day on the
Yeah.
Instagram
Yeah.
story.
Do you know
so-
what? Out of all the things we've just gone through, that was the one that made me actually go, oh my god,
Yeah.
that's cool. Like he's actually just.
Did you send
wear
him a
it.
t-shirt?
Yeah,
Or did he
so-
actually purchase
No,
the
no,
t-shirt?
no.
basically, like we knew he'd been supporting us, and like some kind of like thank you, like as much as you can. We just sent him a t-shirt and just
Yeah,
thought,
yeah.
maybe you'll like it, and
Yeah,
then he
yeah.
fucking wore it like on the show.
Yeah,
which is,
'cause we
Jackie
just saw it.
don't
Didn't this
pay
come
for
so in?
merch.
You sent it to me or I sent it to you? I can't remember, but we were like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he's wearing a Sarpa Salpa t-shirt. Like, that's
Yeah,
sick.
That was insane.
Yeah.
I just remember. I think I read the text from my mum before I saw it. She was just like, "Oh my god, Tess on the radio t-shirt," and I was like, "She's got
your
mental."
follow Shep Saunders. That's quite cool.
I was gonna say she's pretty on
She's like a
it.
bloodhound with Sarpa Salpa. She knows things. She'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm coming to see you at this place. What time are you on? I'm like, Are we?
Are we even playing that then?
Tonight! Oh.
And that is why you're like me. That's why you're late to things.
I am. Never late on stage, though. I'm going to put that out there now. That's a
That's
risky
good.
one.
He said it now.
I'm no Axl
Famous last
Rose.
words.
I'll be late for you, but I won't be late for
We're
the
tracking
fans.
down this
the people.
scouser and see what time he got on stage.
Yeah, they were like half an hour late.
I just want him on. This Scouser, just to see what it was like.
He's in a band. He was in the other band that played.
Oh, was he
So he
actually?
wasn't even a punter.
Oh, he was already there.
There was no one.
No. There was one punter. To be fair.
Oh, okay.
In
Yeah, the
addition
bar
to
lady.
The cleaner.
She'd go around the front of the bar and I'd like ask for a drink. And she'd go around and go, sure. Pour it for herself.
So,
Do my bit.
Speaking of, you mentioning like your manager,
Yeah.
how big of an influence is your manager? Like, because I found it quite interesting with some bands. Sometimes it's like they book your gigs and they tell you about it and that's it, or is it quite like sort of a sixth member, or is it?
You and him are machines. And I literally would be nowhere without him and Kev.
Honestly, can't you, mate? But
They're literally just like, we just started playing, didn't we? And we were just doing, as I say, like all like Crawford Arms, all the gigs, all the kind of gigs we used to do when we were like in our first band and young, like all the ones we knew of. Like we didn't know how to book a gig in Liverpool.
Yeah, who does? Like,
Yeah, just put it on Facebook. Anyone know anyone in Liverpool?
yeah.
Just turn up with a guitar and be like,
Hey,
"Can
me,
we
it's me,
play?"
it's me again.
Same
I'll
bloke.
book you. Yeah, and then you were pretty much being our manager, weren't you? Pretty much.
I probably was like our
Unofficial.
sort of unofficial manager for
Yeah.
the first like however long it was we were a band, and then
I just don't think I'm very competent.
George is me and Marcus is you.
Literally, it's really weird listening
Fuck's
to you
sake.
lot talk, because Joe deals with all of the Instagram stuff, all of the booking people in, getting everything like that sorted and organised, and timings for stuff.
Yeah.
And I literally think of the art, think of like the creative thing on the spin on the edit, or like do the edit and stuff like that, or like set up
Should
the
have seen him
cameras
earlier in
and
the
have-
chair and he's like a little bit left.
it's
No, too far, too far.
very, very
Very
similar
me.
Hey,
dynamic.
come on, it's just a chair. Like, a little-
I know every little pinpoint I have envisaged in my brain.
That's
It
same,
feels like
yeah.
we're very
It's an
similar
interesting
in that
like,
aspect.
dynamic,
isn't
innit? You need
Oh,
need
yeah.
both,
Yeah,
don't you,
you
for
do.
everything.
And
Like,
it comes into our songwriting as well, because like everyone in the band will contribute to songs, but like I think you
We even
have-
play guitar in different ways.
Oh yeah,
Like if I
100%.
play your riff, I'll play it like slightly different.
I think I'm
wrong
probably
with George's.
technically wrong, but you know. I'm
I'll give
quite
you a
an
riff
intricate
that's supposed
player,
to sound quite like sloppy and in the background, and you play it like perfect, and I'm like, no,
No.
you're doing it too good. You need to pan that one down a bit.
Yeah, it's a good point though, because I think like sometimes, quite often, a lot of the best riffs are the ones that have that kind. Like any great punk band, if a punk band played their songs like perfectly,
Oh, yeah.
it wouldn't sound
No,
right.
it wouldn't.
You'd
It
be
wouldn't
modern
at
Blink
all.
182.
Do you know, exactly. Yeah. And it's like, you know, there's a reason why there's that different layer to it.
Yeah.
But no, I think it comes into our music as well. Like, I think you're definitely like you're very much about the small details. Like you'll hear something in a song and you'll like
Yeah.
you won't settle till you can find what that thing is.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
George will message me like there's some sort of algorithm going on on Instagram right now. There's some sort of storm, and I'm like, okay.
Cool.
Yeah. And then when we're doing a photo shoot, I'm like, George, come on, just tilt a millimeter.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's
Or like
so
when it
mad,
comes to
isn't it?
like Photoshop or something, and you're like, right, I just need to change the exposure's got to be like 0.5 up, just a little bit, just to make it
0.5, not 0.4. 0.5.
And it looks
That's
fine.
0.6.
It looks fine. It looks fine. The episode goes up at 6 o'clock. I need it now because I need the Instagram post and I need to message this person. And you're like, no.
That's
George.
George.
It's very
It's
much
madness,
me.
isn't it?
Yeah.
But-
Yeah.
So did you take a manager on a little bit?
That was the question.
later on? Yeah. So bring you boys back in.
rail it in, Joe.
Nah, I love it. But, like, did you take him on like later, or was he with you from the start? Like, did you decide like this? is a
He
bit
wasn't with us from the
It
start.
wasn't from the start. So
we have Paul Rivers to thank, don't we?
Yeah, so basically, yeah, we played a gig at the Crawford Arms supporting a 90s band called Jesus Jones, who might know, might not, but
Well, we'd always played with Paul in our first band.
Yeah.
He was like the only promoter in the world that we knew.
yeah, Paul Rivers was a promoter at the Crawford Arms, and yeah, he booked us to play a show there, and then he booked us again for a second one. He said, look, I know someone that I think might be interested in like managing you guys, and then yeah, invited Kev down, like what he saw, and weirdly on that same night we were approached by another guy who wanted to manage us, but like, and we then had to like make the judgment call between Kev and this other guy.
How'd you make the toss up?
Do you know what it was?
It was the casualty.
The show.
They just spoke on a punch up, and the one that was out.
There's only one way to find out.
Fight for it. I think I meant casuality. I don't even know if that's a word.
How casual they were.
Well, no, it's,
When I write lyrics, I use Google a lot. I don't know what words mean.
no, but like, I mean, one guy sort of came in and he was dropping all these big names, and like he kind of felt like he was bigging himself up too much. Whereas like Kev came in, he was like, "Look, boys, I like what you sound like, you know."
That's not even what he said.
I remember.
That's a lie, George.
I remember exactly word for word what he said. The other guy, what killed him dead in the water was, I was interested. I was like, I've never had a management offer. I'm interested in what you're saying.
Yeah.
And then he went, call me.
Yeah.
And I was like, dead. I was like, absolutely not.
Like you in
Not for
LA
me.
and you're a model or
Yeah,
something. And you're like,
yeah.
what?
Call me, just flung it in my
Whipped
face.
out the business card.
Okay, cool. Yeah, what he said, he just was like, hey, you're a bit good, ain't you?
Yeah.
That was it. That was all he said, and I was like, that's much better.
We love this guy.
I feel like you're
so.
a person, and
Yeah.
he's
That's
a proper
interesting.
geezer. Like, yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, so we've been working with him for a while, but like, yeah, in terms of your actual question, like he does have a big influence in terms of like booking shows and everything. Like almost all of our gigs are booked like by Kev, and like he helps out a lot with like the like PR for stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's top guy,
Top bloke.
top geezer.
I've just noticed there's a lot of empty glasses, so do people need drinks? You can keep going.
I'll take a drink.
Take a drink.
I'm pacing myself because I'm driving, but
no worries.
alright.
Fair enough.
Do you want
Yeah,
one?
cameraman Chris will. Yeah, I'll have
Chris is on it.
Guinnesses.
Well,
Yeah.
go on, Chris. Cheers, mate.
I'll have a Guinness, please, boy.
Yeah, I will. 2 Guinness and a dark fruit, Chris.
Thank
Speaking
you,
of
Chris.
which, dark fruits.
Yes, please.
I'm
we
a
just-
little bit
Oh.
disappointed.
No, yeah, can we
thanks.
just sort of shoot the boys down now? Because we literally put in the title of Cam's on, I'm not buying you a fucking dark fruits because he drank it. So it's only fair that we give you a little bit of shit.
Yeah, do
Just
you know what?
shocking.
We do get a lot of shit for drinking that because I mean, almost
I'm immune
all of
to
us- Yeah, we're always on like cider and black, and it's just I don't know. People
Yeah,
don't like
I
it.
think-
I'll say I'll just.
In a pub, we'll get like a Thatcher's with blackcurrant on the top. That's
Really?
the best.
See, I just can't get into cider. I've always been. I used to drink a lot of lager. I now don't drink lager. That's not really nice. I don't drink lager anymore. Really.
See, ale, I can't touch ale. Like, I mean, lager I like, cider I like.
You're
but-
allergic.
Touch it not loud.
But
Physically can't.
Not even the tins.
Where's I put this is going to get knocked over. Just like that one did. It's right, it was empty.
You're alright. On the floor's alright, mate. You're fine.
Yeah, I just find that.
Cautious guest.
I just find that. So, I don't know. I find it quite sweet.
it
Yes,
is
it's pros
sweet.
and cons, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just find beer like tasteless void of sadness.
Oh, my
that's quite
goodness.
harsh.
It's literally
Quote
the
me.
opposite to me. It's all the flavour in my life.
I really, there's some things in life I wish I liked. Avocado, nuts, and beer.
That is a good
Nuts.
list.
I'm gonna get that on a t-shirt.
You don't like any
Not
nuts?
even just no.
Yeah, I didn't even know
I'm not even allergic. I'm not even a real.
Have you experienced every nut though?
Ooh.
What do you mean?
Took a funny turn, didn't it?
One with the belt. No, too far. Is that a line? We found it. Okay.
Like, have you had a peanut and been like, I didn't like that, or have you tried them all?
Do you know what? If nuts are like blended up and in something like satay sauce or something like that,
You can hack it.
I can hack it. But it's when I can taste them. It's like, you know, you get that wood that's just like so mouldy that you can like just peel it off. And
Yeah.
it's like,
I'm not normally eating
feels
that.
like that. To be fair, yeah.
So how do you feel about an almond?
I've only ate it once. What's that?
An almond?
Or an almond as well.
I say almond.
Let's have it off. Come on. Let's put this down to a vote right now. What is it?
Almond? You can't think now.
I think it
I know.
does it come from France? Most fucking things do.
I would
my
probably
dad
say
says.
almond.
My dad
Fake.
says
But-
envelope.
That's just wrong.
Does he say paracetamol?
When I was
as well?
young, I was
'Cause
like,
that's
"What are
wrong.
you saying that for?"
You grew up in
Where are you
Yorkshire?
from?
My voice will change several times.
Or people say ibuprofen
Oh,
instead
mate,
of
my girlfriend
ibuprofen.
says that, and that drives
Come
me
on now.
slightly insane.
Yeah.
Sorry?
That's ibuprofen. People say that
Ibuprofen, yeah.
Ibuprofen.
Yeah.
instead of ibuprofen. Like that's a joke. Yeah, that is a joke.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
No, yeah.
That sounds like some sort of thing they'd say in like, what is it? The South of America from the past.
Ibuprofen.
I do protest. Sounds like that.
It is like aluminum though.
I
Or the
know.
Americans say. I was like, well, it's just aluminium in it. Like, That is a bit of a joke. I don't know how we got that far down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, that
but
rabbit hole
anyway.
went a little bit further than I thought it would.
Any intelligent questions?
Yeah, where did we go
I
from?
want to go back to gigs. I want to hear your favourite one because we had the worst
Oh,
one. I
course,
feel
yeah.
like we always get sidetracked in other like interviews we do, and we get sidetracked. We always get the worst one. I want to hear the best one from you boys.
I think there's quite a few that I would say are our like favourite gigs. I mean, definitely like
Do you want to say three?
top
I'll say three.
Okay, top
Yeah,
three.
top
See
three.
if we have any that are the same.
I think our last show we did at the Roadman, the like main room, that was probably like a big like, personal highlight because you know I've seen so many great bands play that room. To be able to actually do it ourselves was like a real big thing.
Big
Yeah.
one.
See,
When was that?
I couldn't join you on that one.
That was really.
I was too.
I thought you meant you weren't there.
I wasn't there that night.
It was instrumentals all night.
It's just 2 hours late.
Bloody cow! No one's going to understand.
That's fine. Leave it like that.
So yeah, that's up there. I mean, we've done that main room twice now. It's like headliner. So
My
like,
first one was the favourite.
the first one was a favourite.
It was pure adrenaline. The second one, I was like, oh god, there's a standard now.
I know what you mean.
And I was too. I wasn't
Jittery.
I wasn't present. It
Yeah.
felt like I was on stage for about a minute, and then I was just off, and I was like, that was quick. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't think I was there in my mind. I was too busy worrying. Which
So that I mean that
you shouldn't do.
yeah, that's true. And then we were lucky enough, like there's a thing in Northampton called Twin Fest. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yeah.
We were picked by them a couple of years ago now to like play in Germany and in France, but particularly in Germany. Like we played a gig there, a venue called the KFZ, which
Literally Google it.
yeah,
It's
which
insane.
it's very, very cool. And like the whole time we were there, you know, we were just super grateful for being there. And we played to like little small rooms of like 50 to 100 people. And we were like, this is sick.
Yeah.
And like had such a great time. And then on the last day, they were like, oh yeah, we're playing this venue called the KFC. We were like, okay, cool. Like half expecting.
we
like,
just
another,
played a
like-
gig
yeah.
though.
yeah, actually that's true. We played a gig in the afternoon, playing to again like probably 80 people. We thought that's fucking sick. Like let's just
Yeah,
have a great
yeah.
night. And then like, oh, we've got another gig actually. And then like we pull up to this like literally what looks like a stadium, or like, and we're like,
arena.
no,
And
not-
she was like, "You're playing there," and I was like,
and we're just like,
"Yeah, no, you are."
and we walk into this sort of main hall, and there's like, I'm not exaggerating, probably like.
You didn't look.
No,
You didn't look for ages.
I didn't want to look because we walked in and
It
there
wasn't
was, like,
that busy when we got there.
there was just people everywhere you looked, and,
Yeah.
we were just thinking like, you know,
Surely there's going to be a few
What?
rooms. We'll only.
Innit, yeah.
It's going to be like a catch. Like, oh, you're actually in the lobby.
yeah, which
You're playing while people are getting canapes. Like, fuck.
You got VIP room upstairs.
Honestly, yes. We went through like this coded door. I wouldn't have been surprised if it like scanned my retinas.
Welcome, Marcus.
We've been expecting you.
We walked out and it was like there was showers, lockers, rooms.
it was like
upstairs.
a proper venue.
They were
type
like,
thing.
"Do you want a drink? What do you want? Get anything." I was like, "Honey and lemon."
And you said
No
dark
problem.
fruits, probably.
I said honey and lemon.
Except that.
No, you'd love Germany. Cider's not a thing.
And
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Not a thing.
Because they know what they're doing.
Oh,
don't
we
they?
have apple vine.
Your accents are good.
Yeah, I tell you what, I
Thank you.
noticed you've been doing the Scouts one a lot because you're really proud of it, I think.
Me dad's from there, so it's a bit of a no-brainer.
Yeah, that is impressive.
But yeah, I mean, we
Don't drink apple vine.
apple vine.
What is apple
vine?
It's cider. No,
It's basically
It's a
like,
beer that they just put an apple in.
it's like alcoholic appetizer, basically.
Okay.
It's like somebody had a pint of this with someone else and was like, "How do they make this?" It's like, "I just ferment apples." Then they went home and tried it and then sold it.
Probably
But
exactly what
badly,
happened.
like over like 4 hours of fermenting. It's
shit.
not good. I'm really sorry to the entire of Germany.
To Germany.
Sorry, Germany. Not good. Get some cider.
But the gig was good.
The gig was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah, no, I mean, literally,
two.
I remember like because there were curtains as well, so we couldn't even see the room. And I remember the curtains
Had
like
a proper
being.
curtain pole.
Mate, it was.
Fuck.
We
Like the
still,
Panther.
We were backstage with the water. Like,
yeah, still to this day, we've not done a gig like that. And like these curtains like
sick.
pulled back, and there was probably like 2.5k, 2,003 odd people
in Germany.
in Germany.
Oh my
like,
Thank you,
God.
Germany.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
which is
Jesus.
insane. And yeah, that was definitely
The
like,
music support in Germany is insane.
Yeah.
People will just go out. Like, we're not saying that like, yeah, 2,500 people came to see us.
No, 'cause they didn't. They
They
kept
went
it.
out to see live
just-
music
yeah,
and to see
yeah,
the headliner
yeah.
of the festival.
Yeah.
And
which we didn't even know
To
that
be
was
honest,
happening.
they literally told us about an hour before we played,
Yeah.
Unreal.
which was good and bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
story's amazing, but the insane 180 my stomach did in my was.
Yeah,
Really?
we definitely weren't ready for it, but like,
Do you know what that that gig is bittersweet for me because it was
Really?
like the first time we'd played to like a monstrous amount of people and it was insane. And we took that photo, didn't we?
yeah, we did.
I'd had a mental breakdown 2 months before, and I shaved my head.
He had like a full Britney Spears.
I
photo.
looked like a goon in that.
Oh, no, it's
the
ruined
best-
the whole gig.
Yeah, every photo of me with a shaved head, I just look at it and go, oh,
That was a moment.
That's fine though. You live and you learn. Like you know,
You
gotta
do.
go
You
for
live
it.
and you never Britney Spears again.
Yeah.
Don't do it, folks.
Okay,
then-
that's two.
That's two, and then third.
One for me because I'd say
Okay, oh, yeah, yeah,
KFZ
okay.
was in my top.
And then it's hard to find a third one because obviously the hometown ones are always good. And
Yeah,
like,
of course.
You know,
I'll probably say a hometown one. I'll probably say one in the back room. And
Yeah.
it was the first time. Well, we took stage and people just cheered, and
Yeah.
that was weird.
Like
That
an
was
actual
like,
welcome.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
like, oh, we're excited to see you. Whereas, like when you're touring at that point, it's kind of like, I'll check these guys
Here they
out.
are. Let's see what
Yeah.
it's
So people
about,
just kind of anxiously make this horseshoe shape in like the back of the room,
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
not be the guy.
Yeah. Don't want to be that. Don't want to be that scouts
Yeah.
bloke that's in the middle.
Go on, mate. Yeah. So, yeah, that was awesome. And then we played She Never Lies, and I was singing, and I heard people singing it, and I was like,
and that was probably the first time that had ever happened.
that
like,
never happened before, and I was like, whoa. So that one stands out for me.
That's,
Yeah.
that's,
Shout out to everyone there. I haven't narrowed down which one. Pretend it's you.
could be you.
yeah, probably those three, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so that's two for you. Have you got a third?
Have you got a third?
I do. I think sort
Oh,
of
I've got
home
one.
away from home is a venue in Bedford called Bedford Squires, which
Okay.
again, like similar experience there. Where we've just had like amazing, like it's quite a small venue, but
Right.
it's just the impact of the crowd being there.
Yeah.
It's just like
It's like our
phenomenal.
second home now, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah, I don't know why. Like we've kind of just
It's that
developed.
spread, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like a Northampton band is like into Bedford is like, okay, they can sort of take you as theirs.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
can't. They're not a Bedford band, they're a Northampton band. Stay off them. But
I think
But, you know.
the Red Rum Club are playing there in
Yes.
Yeah, they are.
February, I think, is it?
I mean, Red Rum Club, no one calls them the Red Rum Club. That's
I
fine.
think if you check.
Huh?
I think, is it not the Red Rum Club? Oh, shit.
Confirm,
I
Chris.
don't know. I'm not
Good
sure.
cameraman, Chris. No,
Get out the
okay.
Google.
Yeah, no.
Fuck.
Because
Don't need
they
them.
played Black Prince, didn't they? Well, I think last year.
Did they? That's
Yeah,
'cause
I wanted to go, but we were gigging. But yeah, that would have been mad.
Yeah.
Classic.
Sick.
Yeah,
There's
that's
yeah, there is one gig that with them I'd love to have. Oh, it is
Yeah,
Red
it's
Rum
Red-
Club. Fuck. Sorry, lads. There is one gig that I wish I'd seen of theirs. They played the Brudenell Social Club in Leeds, and a mate of mine supported them, and that would have been fucking sick because
That's a great venue.
Such a brilliant venue. Have you boys played up that way?
We haven't played it, but I went to see Peace there.
Oh, again, another gig
the stage-
I wish I'd gone to,
Yeah.
but I just wasn't in
You
Leeds
love
at the
Peace
time.
as well,
I love
yeah.
Peace.
Big piece.
Brilliant band.
George is not a fan.
Do you know these days I like them more, but definitely back in the day. Who's that? Just,
Wow.
Yeah, for all you podcast listeners, there was a massive
There
shocked
was a
face.
gasp for many.
Go to YouTube to check that one out.
No, I think when they came out, I didn't like it. I just thought it was like a cheap imitation of so many great like 80s bands. But
Yeah.
I've kind of come to like it
Yeah.
over the years.
To be fair, I think they're really good. They're not like for you. They're like top tier. Aren't they?
I
For
really
me, I'm
enjoy
like,
them.
Yeah,
I
they
think-
sound. Like
I think it's
good.
because it's proper sing-songy. I quite like that about them. I know it sounds really weird.
Their stage got destroyed. You would have been upset if you were the guitarist of Peace.
Really?
People like stamping on his pedal board.
What?
Oh,
on-
fantastic.
at Brunel?
I'm so
Yeah,
right.
It was the last song. It was World Pleasure. Everyone like literally just ran on stage, and then the stage is like the size of this room.
Oh, it's tiny, isn't it? Yeah.
So like 60 people in here.
well, it's a
and
coffee
this
shop
This room
during the
is
day.
huge. Sorry, from
Is
the,
it?
It's a coffee during. So I lived in
everyone
Leeds for the last. Like I went to uni there, and they sell flowers in the bit that's normally where was it in the gig
Forest.
venue on the left, or like did they do it in the right side?
I
Let's
can't
like
remember. This was like
points in-
2015, I
Oh,
think.
fair. It's like in an L shape, and in the left during the day they sell flowers, and on the right is a coffee shop.
I've actually got a fact for you.
Go on.
That I've just remembered.
Treat
that
us.
you're going to like if
Go
you're
on.
a big fan of Peace. I actually sang on stage with Peace.
Fuck off.
Did you? I didn't know.
Yeah. I fucking told you. I went on about it for months.
I just had like a peace filter. Like,
He's mentioned peace again.
Fascist. I have a peace filter. I'm strictly violent.
Just called him a fascist.
that's fine. Yeah, we'll leave that.
Not true. That's not true.
He's there now. George from Sarpa Salpa is a fascist.
Yeah. That's
Delete.
That's a quote.
That goes in the trailer.
It makes you worry even more about when you start thinking about the fucking the alliteration of the name SS.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
Yeah, oh my god, your whole band's a Nazi propaganda.
Ooh,
Fucking not.
No, we're
Anti-Nazi.
We are hard left.
We're anti-Nazi.
Not anti-Nancy.
Anti-Nazi.
Anti-Nazi. He's anti-Nancy.
Oh my god.
What was the fucking question?
Oh, I don't know.
You,
Just gone,
Pete,
mate.
singing. What happened? Ow.
Oh yeah, so I went to see them at the Roadmender, and then they were like on stage. They were like, "We're going for drinks in a bar down the road. Come drink with us." And I was like, "Yes."
Mega.
So I went, and then I spoke to him, and I think I'd seen them before. I saw them at the Brudnell Centre because I went up backstage with them.
Yeah.
I don't know which way round this was. So I managed to like get to know them.
Yeah,
I was like
yeah.
that creepy fan. I was like,
Yeah, the groupie.
yeah.
Had to do a couple of favours to get it.
I remember we were hanging out. Hanging out.
1990s in America, was it?
I was leeching off them. And, I just remember saying, like, "Would you make my whole life complete?" And he was like, "Yeah, how?" And I was like, "I'm coming to see you in Brighton on the last day of your show."
Yeah.
I was like, "Do you think I could come up and sing with you?" And he was like, "Absolutely." And I was like, sick. I was like, wicked. So then, like,
brilliant.
a few months went by, and we were going down to Brighton, and we were like laughing about it on the way down, like, he said it, and I was like, nah.
You were still
he's
semi
not gonna-
shitting
he's
yourself,
not
though,
gonna
just in case.
I was like, he's not going to do it. Like,
Yeah.
he's not going to remember. Like, people just say things, and you know. Then we got there, and we were like at the back, and I think I drank a bit, not too much that I was slurring, but like I was like, no, I don't want to do it. And like my mate was like, you are doing it. So he just put his hand in my back and just pushed me to the front. I don't like it when people push past in gigs.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. Like some people do, some people don't.
Yeah.
I just fear getting my teeth knocked out, so I don't, and I'm not very tall, so it's not very good. So he was just pushing me through, and I was just like, sorry, sorry, I'm due on stage.
I'm in the band. Part of the band.
I'm the singer. No, I was just like, sorry. I got to the front, and it got to the because he'd said to me like, yeah, sing the last bit of the last song.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. So it got to that bit. I just remember I got right to the front, and I was literally looking at him, and he looked down, and he kind of looked, and he went, yeah. He like nodded, and I was like, fuck me.
It's happening.
And then I just remember he just like grabbed my hand and just pulled me up, and I was like, cool. I got on stage, and I just turned around, and I must have looked like this. I was like, fucking hell! I didn't know it had a top tier. Like, I didn't even know there was like, people up there.
Yeah.
That was probably the first time I ever played. We weren't doing anything at
we
that
didn't
point.
really exist at that point, really.
No, so that was like my first. And I was like, I want to do this.
This is,
That was amazing. Yeah, that was really good.
So in that case, the first Sarpa Salpa gig back, me and Elliot on stage to sing with you.
100%.
Oh, I didn't say it now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Then you can go and tell people.
I'll dance. I'll just go
You
for
can
that.
tell people that we were hanging out.
We were hanging out with Sarpa Salpa.
Nah, I was not hanging out with Peace. I'd be like, where are you guys going? I'll come. Peace, can I come? I'm going in the toilet. Okay. Oh, we're here. Oh, come here with you. You're climbing out of a window. Wait. Yeah. Tragic.
Oh, that's brilliant. That is a great way to like
Surprise.
almost realise your passion for being on stage is just through that sheer,
Yeah, that was
almost
awesome.
like strange engagement with a band like of that caliber.
It was totally awesome. That was really
So
good.
sick.
It's so cool. I mean, I'd like to quickly speak about your actual music.
Yeah, no worries.
Actually
No
touched on it
worries.
yet. And I was thinking like how you've evolved from like your first song to now, like to forwards backwards, and it's quite, to me, I noticed a little bit of a like trend. Like that first song was it was quite a little bit more indie. It was interesting what you said at the start, is that you were going indie and you like steered away.
Yeah.
And I feel like with Sarpa Salpa it's like the opposite. You like started a little bit indie and now you've like gone the opposite and found this like
We would say it was the other way around.
Well, I
I think that's how it's said, but it's always difficult to explain. Like, we actually went with the intention because I fell into like a Tame Impala void. Like, I was just
Fucking
like,
love
this
Tame Impala.
is the best music I've ever heard.
This is it.
And I was like, so I think we were like quite heavily influenced when we started, and our like jams were like very we were trying to be psychedelic.
Yeah.
But I don't think that ever got through to like a recording that you'd hear today.
No, I mean,
think
before She Never Lies, which is our first song we put out, we probably had about 8 or 9 songs that were just like, it very much in like a sort of psychedelic vein, but
Yeah.
none of them ever really like made the.
Because then She Never Lies, I feel like, is a little. It's India than like forwards backwards is.
I'd
yes,
agree.
it's 4
Right before it
chords
goes dark,
straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is just a cramp song if you play it acoustic.
That's for sure. That's the only song that we've kept since our first ever gig. Like we played that
Really?
when we
We've played that at every single show we've
Yeah.
ever played.
first show.
It's a good song. It's not.
That's wild. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
We
of
nearly
shows.
dropped it for a show, and I was like, no.
No, I think
was
that's
like,
one that we.
never.
It's almost your
It's a good
comfort,
song,
innit?
but-
It's that comfort,
Yeah.
like, it's
Your
nice.
bread and butter.
Yeah.
Like, every time I do that, I'm going to go Northern. You're going to have to deal with
Yeah.
it. All right.
Yeah, so we've played that song over 200 times, which is
Wow.
slightly
Literally.
crazy.
Fuck.
That one still doesn't annoy me.
No, there's songs we
not
played
your
less that
Wonderwall,
annoy
yeah.
me more.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
100%. And I'm not going to name them because I think some of them are quite popular with people.
There's
people
this-
are always like, I love X and Y song, and I'm like,
Yeah, there's a song we put out quite recently, which we all detest, but we
Really?
kind of felt like we should
From
put
the
it out.
EP.
I will not comment, but for anyone watching
Go
on
on.
YouTube,
I love the plug.
yes,
they're going to have to now.
Yeah,
aren't
so
they?
they've got to
Gets
find out.
in.
Fucking bastard, I'm going to hit the phone now. I'm going to watch this on YouTube.
100,000 views on that YouTube just to see whether he nods or shakes his head.
File corrupted.
You'll never see it.
But yeah, there is a song that a lot of people like of ours, but we don't particularly. So we kind of have to begrudgingly play that out.
That is interesting. I feel like you sort of got to have that song, haven't you? Like,
Yeah.
a lot of like, I know it's a cliche example, but like Noel always says how he hates Wonderwall, and it's like quite
feel
often
like-
the most popular
I
one.
feel
you
like
end up
everyone hates
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderwall now.
Yeah, well,
Surely.
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Enough's
Everyone
enough.
knows the word, so it's fun.
It's
That's what
not
I'm
even a word. And I know I said a word that was bullshit earlier, but at least it made some sense. What did I say? Casualty?
Wonderwall's a word, just not.
It's not the right word.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the right word. It's definitely a word.
It is a word. I've seen it
didn't
be a
like
word, but
cave his head in or anything like that.
just to clarify.
Right, we're
Just
going to
scrapped him.
diverge again now. We need to get back on track. Let's go.
Do we?
Just
We've
settle.
lost it.
We just sit in
Easily.
silence
That's
for a few
fine.
seconds. Oh,
Yep, you're gonna, it's not much
It's a-
silence.
Marcus, it's a podcast.
oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. I was looking at the camera.
YouTube. If you are on YouTube, you will understand. Oh, man.
So how did a serious question, the EP, did you make a conscious decision to be like, we're going to do an EP now because you've done singles, or was it a bit like,
Yeah.
we've got a few, we want to release them at the same time, like did that?
I
Was it
think
conscious?
I was gagging to do an E EP.
Yeah, I think we've been kind of planning on doing an EP for a while, but we never really found the right time to do it.
I
And
think the general thing is like when people go, "Oh, you're a musician. Oh, when's your album coming out?"
yeah.
It's like, that's not how it works, Nan.
No.
Yeah.
That's not how it
Shout
works.
out Marcus and
That's really harsh.
That's,
It's just how she knows it.
Yeah.
But it's not really how it works. So obviously, you always want to do an album. Like to do an album is a mission, isn't it?
mate,
Yeah, it is.
It's a big deal.
And
But
you want
like,
to build to it, don't you? You don't
Yeah.
want to just fucking throw it out there. You can't
Yeah.
just like.
I am gobsmacked when like brand new bands just put out an album. It's like,
And it gauges traction as well. It gets that audience as well straight from that straight album. You've not built a
I
following.
think there's
You've
actually
not
a lot.
built nothing
There's a
to
lot
it.
of craftiness behind that. I've learned. I think
There's a weird thing
because
to it.
I followed
a
Circa
game.
Waves. I was a big fan of them when they were not too big,
Yeah.
and I had all their demos on Spotify, and I thought they were well good. And then like they started getting bigger and bigger, and then they played Reading and stuff, and I was like, okay, cool, these guys are getting big. And then they just deleted all the demos, and then just
Yeah.
put out the songs again, and it was like,
Yeah.
these guys are massive out of nowhere, and it's like, no, they weren't.
No, they
Yeah,
weren't.
I
They
knew
had
it.
Do you know what?
demos.
had
I was
that.
there.
I had that with the Sherlocks. Have you heard of the
Yeah,
Sherlocks?
yeah.
So I listened. They had like really, really rough demos of like all their songs, and I absolutely loved them. And they were like, horrible like album covers that were like clearly just whacked up and they were shit.
On Paint.
Just delete, literally, like they'd just done them and they were really rough recordings, and they just deleted them all and then put that like debut album out, and then it was like they blew up, and I was like, that's not them. And even now I track down those old demos, I'm like, they sound better.
Yeah, I
was
know
like, they
so
got
many bands
really
rougher, ain't they?
overproduced, and I still do really like them and saw them live. They're really, really good. But like, I just preferred those like original versions of the songs, and you can get a little bit like the producer gets their hands on
we
them.
feel
and
like
they're
that
a bit,
as artists as well, because it's kind of like you want it to sound bigger, better. You want it to be more applicable to like radio. You want to kind of tick certain boxes, but you don't want to tick too many and become like
it's a balance, isn't it?
polished, too polished.
Do you have a producer, and if so, what's the relationship like with them?
We
like,
do. His
Yeah,
name's
so
Faz.
there's a guy over in Bedford called Faz that we have done everything that's out at the moment. We've recorded everything with him,
right?
And
we're sort of like
he definitely taught
every
us a lot.
record we sort of bounce off each other in new ways. Like we learned from the last one.
I remember when we first did She Never Lies, which was the first track we put out with him, and like we went in and it was like a 5-minute song. And we were, and yeah, it was like a really long, like some of the sections were
was
like
shit.
They wouldn't have released it. It was a Sarpa Salpa Bohemian Rhapsody.
It's the same thing, but you know when you get them tunes you listen to and you're like, yeah, this is a bop, and you like got your headphones and you're cracking on, and then like 4 minutes later you're like, yeah,
Is this the same song?
Still a bop.
This is literally-
God, I'm bored now. So
And
end it.
That's the thing I find with like I quite like techno and stuff as well. So, but if you
Legend.
listen to like if you listen to extended like the proper mixes of these techno tracks, they're like 9 minutes long.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't need to
that's
hear
the way
this
it used
build up
to
of
be.
just being like boom boom boom,
There's-
and it slowly like builds in that set of like 8 and then
10
goes
minutes,
again, and
yeah.
you're like, and then another thing gets added, and I'm like, I don't.
It
fucking
happens every time I
need
listen
that.
to I'm a Resurrection.
Yeah,
And you get 3 minutes in, I'm like, that was a good song.
Have you heard,
Yeah.
There's
you
9
heard
minutes.
the Fool's
of-
Gold one?
Yeah,
That's even
It's
more. It's just like,
ridiculous.
dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
kill me.
Oh,
Dun, kill
yeah.
me.
And I'm like, 3 minutes, I'm like,
Fucking
skip.
kill me.
And then, like, great song. Didn't need the 9
Yeah,
minutes at the
didn't
end.
need that.
You know,
Didn't need that at all.
Yeah,
No.
it's interesting. But like, so did he help you with that sort of like trimming it down? And, like,
Yeah, I mean, he kind of taught us like it sounds so stupid now when you look back. He kind of taught us like to just trim the fat.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
like when you write a song, there is so much rubbish that's part of it, and you just gotta like cut to the good bits. Which
Yeah.
sounds stupid, but like he
That
kind of
is.
taught us how to do that.
Yeah.
And like that's
Yeah.
such a valuable lesson that like
You
we
got to
apply
use a
everything.
part. Like if you've wrote a really good guitar riff or something like that, use it wisely. Don't just like shit it through the whole song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
use it in a special moment, or like the start and the end, or like just do it in a certain way that like is.
Which I think
kinda-
that's something we've definitely tried to do progressively with our songs. I think, especially with She Never Lies, like, it's just a 4-chord song that like doesn't hugely change much. I mean, I still like that song, but like,
It's the subtle things in that song.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
if you
the-
listen to the last chorus and the first chorus, you compare them, you hear a lot of backing vocals and like little tiny things that you don't even really notice. And,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
which-
you do, but you don't.
It adds to the experience, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah,
I think if we were to re-record it, there's definitely stuff I'd like to do to it. 'Cause I
yeah,
think
100%. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's like
What would you change to it? What would you do now? Like, what extra bits, extra twangs?
I think there's a lot of like guitar. There's a lot of guitar layers I would add to it, like because there's at the moment it's a very like basic like there's the rhythm guitar and there's the lead guitar, but there's not any kind of build in between.
Yeah.
It's just like the tone as well, like tones of like the synth and like
Yeah.
certain bits and pieces. It's probably things
That
that like most
bloody
people would
synth
listen
line,
to
man.
and they wouldn't notice. But
Yeah.
it drives me insane.
I think
Every
that's
time I
the
hear it.
thing, and it like, and we do it like with podcasts and stuff now. Like I listen to other people's podcasts, and there's things I'd be like, oh, I'd do that.
Yeah,
differently
yeah,
or
yeah.
something like, and like once you've and it's like listening to older stuff.
All of the
that we've
podcasts are
done.
shit.
All podcasts suck, except this one.
That's literally like what we've
And any
done.
that we may feature on in the future.
But literally, like even like stuff we've done, we look back at it now and like things develop, don't they? And like you look back and you're like, fuck,
Course,
I wish
man,
I'd
it's
done
natural.
this
Yeah.
slightly differently.
Yeah, cool.
I'd change it to She Does Lie.
She does that.
Because things change.
She is like that, and always was.
No, she's not.
deep.
Some sort of deep wound we've opened up there, I'm not sure. Do we delve into
Is everything
If
okay,
you want
man?
deep wounds, you got to go into some other songs because some of them are a little
I was
more
gonna say, yeah,
clear.
She Never Lies is
Really?
probably one of the safest ones.
Yeah, that's my current girlfriend who I still love and adore. So.
And she does never lie. Well,
Oh no, camera one has gone down, which won't matter if you're on the podcast. Exclusive.
GG's. Oh, lucky. Looks like I've got a lot more editing from this point onwards.
What is that one gone?
No, the big one's gone.
Oh, that is a lot of it.
GG's Elliot. Pogs in the chat.
Go on then, Del, a little hint. Some of your songs, have they got some really personal...
One is
like...
literally called Smith.
Oh yeah,
That's her surname.
yeah. Which doesn't. No,
I forget because
No, I was
we usually
gonna
get
say.
invited on things like this, and it's very like, don't swear.
Oh, no, wait, crack
I'm
on,
just,
though.
I'm just there like, yeah, she's a bit of a not nice person.
Yeah, no.
She's a bitch.
Fuck Smith!
To be fair, I'm actually over it now.
You sounded it a couple of seconds
again,
ago.
YouTube, look at his face.
Oh, mate. That is
She was
unreal.
very uncouth. Is that a word?
I've no idea.
I hope that's a word. Somebody's going to be listening to this with a dictionary like, ha, nope.
So what do you have to do to coax the first name out of you? Is it like...
I
form
don't
or
think we'll
down
ever
or-
say
I don't think you can.
I think that's unfair.
Mary.
I think that's a challenge.
Sarah.
I mean, it is a
You can't
very...
just guess.
I'm not going to say, but the overall...
Elizabeth.
If we both get one guess from now, if we get it right, you have to
if
say
you
yes.
get it right, I will admit it.
Okay.
Okay, it's a weird name.
It's not a weird name. It's quite a...
Common name.
Her whole name would be so vague that you wouldn't be able to narrow it down.
Charlotte.
Nah,
No.
Fuck.
Hannah.
no.
I did say Hannah, but no.
Is that not this one?
Not this one.
Oh, fuck. Oh, well.
Oh, worth a try.
Shits and gigs.
Maybe next time. We'll come back.
We'll have
Come
another go.
back.
Yeah.
We'll have another go. Now, do you find you were saying about these like the interviews, like they're really they're strict on like, please don't swear and stuff. Do you find them strange to do? Because it must be
Yeah.
almost quite restricting for you. Because if someone tells me not to swear, like my dad's always like, if you want to get radio ready, you're gonna have to cut back
He
the
sounds
swear words.
nothing like that. Nothing like that. He's a normal man.
He's a normal bloke.
He speaks like a normal
But like
person.
it'd be really hard. It's quite difficult for me to cut back certain things like that.
I always never understood it. Like my mum, I was always used to swear, and she'd be like, "Oh, don't swear," and I'd be like, "Why?
yeah.
Why? What does it mean?"
Yeah, literally. Where's
It's
the,
literally
where's the
just
next
like we
bit?
all associate it with bad.
Yeah.
It's like, don't then.
Literally, literally.
Fuck off.
But like, I think for us, we found it hard because we've sort of thought about like, do we want to like clean up a little bit? But like, we use it as like fillers more than anything. Like, it doesn't mean anything, but we'll just be like, yeah, that fucking like, and like you just say it, and I'm like, I don't mean it even like in a way to swear, but you just sort of say things, don't you? And it's like, it's like a filler.
Literally.
That was weird.
That might be a Northampton thing because, like,
Yeah,
obviously
maybe.
every region has their own thing. Like, obviously Liverpool is familiar with all that. They always say like "am."
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk, and I'm gonna be talking about it, and you know, so it's like moving. But in Northampton, we're like, so yeah, we're talking about in a fucking.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe
literally.
it is like
Yeah,
a bit of a local
potentially.
dialect thing, but like just like fucking swear all the time. And I'm like, you can't really like
Yeah.
stop it. But
Is it too late to say warning? This podcast may contain swearing.
we put explicit on it. It's
They're not clean. They're not. And even
Cool.
when you put the YouTube stuff on, you have to be like, is this suitable for children?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I guess the references to alcohol,
Depends on the
drugs, and
parent.
swear words on it, they're probably not.
Yeah, this ain't clean.
and exploding cows. I mean, there's no chance. of something
We've
like
elaborated a little bit.
There's a teaser for you.
Just gonna keep going with
that.
that.
Do you find that strange though? Like that have.
What, exploding cows? Slightly.
What animals don't you find strange that explode?
What, exploding? Pufferfish spring to mind.
Good one.
I feel like if a pufferfish exploded in front of me, I'd be like,
this is the best segue ever. Speaking of fish,
Oh yeah.
Sarpa Salpa. So I tried to do a bit of research.
okay.
The dream fish.
The dreamfish, Salima Porgy, Sarpa Salpa.
Is that directly named after that? And if so, why?
Yes. So its name is its modern name is Sarpa Salpa. Its Latin is Salima Porgy, and it's known as the dreamfish.
Yeah.
So it's basically a fish that is native to the Mediterranean usually, but it does come to the. You can tell how much fucking time I'm fucking explain. And the dreamfish will swim down fucking coast of England sometimes. But the Romans used to like consume it as like a drug, like a party drug,
Oh, okay.
before there was drugs.
Yeah.
Like the Romans couldn't get hold of ket or anything like that. You know.
The idiots.
It just wasn't about. Just a guy in a tracksuit. Just like,
Yeah, you are an half or an half or a full.
we don't have those measurements yet.
Yes, I'll take a couple of coins worth.
But yeah, it's just like a fish it gives you like savage hallucinations, which I think stems back to our like psychedelic influences at the time.
That's cool.
But the name was just cool. Like it just had like
It's
it had a
cool.
double
It's really
barrel
cool.
to it. It was right. Let me get this right. It was alliteration.
Yeah.
Is that right?
It's like, yeah. Good lad, yeah. And then the
Shout out
logo
to Miss
with the
Blythe,
fish.
my English teacher.
We keep shouting teachers out on this. That's what happens all the time.
Shout out show.
And it's quite nice. The fish logo and that, like,
That
is
was
pretty sick
great.
as well.
That was
like a friend of ours,
happenstance.
wasn't it? That was Ben Whitehead,
That was Ben
Yeah.
Whitehead. He did it for nothing.
which is insane, really.
That's
'cause
mad.
again,
One day we're just going to drop off like so many crates of beer at his house. He's not going to be able to walk out of his house.
I like that.
Bang.
What
It's
is
just like
that?
a wall of not Fosters.
Somebody doesn't drink beer.
I don't drink beer, but I know that Fosters is bad.
Good.
Piss
It's a
water.
good lesson. It's nice because Whitehead is also a fish, so that's
Yes.
nice. Synergy
Full
there.
circle.
Yeah,
It
all
does,
comes
brings
round,
it
doesn't
back around.
All comes round.
Does bring it around. Well, we've been going for an hour and 10. Fuck shit.
Just end it, cut it there. Cut it right there. We're going to go for an hour and 10. Fuck shit.
No, I want to talk.
Silence.
I want to. Let's plug it a little bit. You've got this new single coming out. Let's
Yeah,
talk through
about
it a bit.
it.
Talk about it. Give us a little bit about.
Both their faces just go like, what are we allowed to say? What are we not allowed to say?
I think.
Actually, this one means a lot to me.
Yeah, you go ahead.
No, you.
I mean, yeah, I think at this point we will have announced it's a track called "Stick to What You Know," which is a song which we've got coming out on 2nd of October. And I'll let you say what it's about, mate, because I don't really know.
I wrote this one. I wrote this one.
Music.
I wrote it a little while ago. The whole song.
Oh yeah.
No, we've been having a joke recently.
Sarpa
about
Salpa
that.
beef part 2.
Beef, royalties, beef.
Hot hip hop.
So I wrote the lyrics because I think I was getting really fed up of like people being like, "Oh, you're gonna quit music? Are you gonna get a job here? Are you gonna do that? Are you gonna
All the normal spiel.
go away?" Yeah, just literally like, go and get yourself some shit job, resent your life, and die like everyone else. And I was just like, nah. So it's just basically about not doing that. It's kind of written in like a sarcastic point of view, like stick to what you know.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like from the point of view of like,
From like
you know, whatever it is that in your life that you want to do,
sort of
try
like,
and do
yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
don't just settle for like some shit job just because it pays the bills. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
I think the
work
stick to
towards
what you
something.
know line itself is almost from like it's representative of like whoever it was that talking down to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Telling you it's like
Yeah,
they're telling you to like, oh, stick to what you know, and it's just like no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do
No.
that. No.
So yeah, that one means a lot to me because there's just so much just grief getting from all that kind of stuff. So
That's sick though. Does it make it easier to write lyrics like that where like you get a bit of an idea like
yeah, because I'm really passionate about because
Yeah.
like the older I'm getting, the more I'm realizing that people just don't do things. People just get complacent. They
Yeah,
just take
yeah.
the easy route, and it's like, oh, I really want to be an actor. Why the fuck are you
Why have
doing
you
this
not
then?
done it?
Why aren't
Yeah.
you doing it?
My old man says
Oh,
he
because I'm
always-
worried.
Yeah, my
It's all
old man
about
always
worries.
said he wanted to be a stuntman, and like never got
did.
into it, and now you know runs
I just-
does
I think that's
plastering
a
business.
shame.
It's like,
Did you just burst through the plaster?
that's the reason he did it. Just jumping out of windows on site, and it's like, yeah, the
But
site
I think
agents are weird.
we can relate to that because
God, yeah.
it's where this came from. Is like, and I was
Let's
saying
do
earlier,
it. Yeah,
like,
let's do it.
we've spoken about doing shit like this for ages, and then like
Years.
lockdown happened, and we were like, shall we just fucking do it then?
Smart.
Let's just do it. And
Yeah.
like even now, like then I was saying like I was speaking into my phone in my bedroom,
Yeah.
and you were like
In Leeds.
hundreds of miles away doing your bit, and we put something together. 15 weeks later, like we've got Sarpa Salpa on the podcast, and we're in a studio, and like you know, shit happens.
What's it
But like,
going?
you've got
And
to
that's-
you've got to take the plunge and
I
do
know,
it,
yeah.
and
Yeah, you literally have to.
throw everything into it, and
And
then if nothing comes from it, nothing
Yeah,
comes
and
from it. But
this
like
is
we've
the
tried,
thing.
don't we? So
This is the thing, like you know, you never know if anything's going to pan out for the better or the worse, but you got to try. You know, you don't want to
Yeah.
look back at your life in 30
Exactly.
years and be like, oh man, I wish I did that. Like, you know, you got to at least give it a go. You know what I mean? Like,
Cool.
That is,
I think a lot-
that is it, isn't it? You've got to just give it a go. And like for me, like I find it, even when I say, like I've said for years, I will never have a normal 9-to-5 job. I won't.
knife to fight.
Knife to
Don't call
fight.
it that, mate.
Knife fight
I
job.
will never be a gladiator.
I've said it for years, I won't knife fight. Yeah.
I just
I
won't
won't do it.
I just won't do it.
That's fair, mate.
That's my line. Sorry.
That's where I
If
draw
you don't
it.
like it, I'll stab you.
No, but like I've always said, like 9 to 5, and for me, it's not. It's never. I'm never gonna have that strict regime.
You are
I
literally
want to
me,
be.
and I am you.
Yeah, I want to be
You
that.
love it.
I'm George.
Oh, I love it. Clocking in at 9. Bring it on.
That's what I live for.
It's
Yeah.
like, genuinely,
No, fuck that.
people have always said to me though, like, so what you do? Like, what's your real ideas for jobs? Like, what are you gonna do for a real? Are you gonna get a real job?
That makes me.
So what do you mean real job? A job that makes you want to hang
Makes me
yourself at the end of
shrivel
the
up
day.
inside. Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, I just can't. For me, I've never even fathomed it being in my life plan. Like, I've never thought, oh, I'm gonna go sit at a desk for, 8 hours and do that every day consecutively.
There's like a lyric in the song called like, which is where you like refer to it as like a proper career. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
people
that's it,
always,
yeah,
like,
it's,
saying like it's all well and good, having this thing as a bit of fun, but like, what's your real job? What's your proper career?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like-
get yourself a better career.
Yeah.
I always do that.
Yeah.
Because I don't want people to think I'm
for the
being
listeners,
serious.
the little like rabbit.
Oh yes. Oh, yes.
This is mostly a
Or just
podcast.
check the YouTube out.
Please.
I do find that it's a massive thing for anything that's vaguely creative. People that have been in a realm of work that is so serious and they've done it since they were 16, they don't actually realise that you can do stuff creative for yourself. There's not many people that have that instilled in them, and I think the people that do are the ones that are incredibly successful because
Yeah.
they've gone off the beaten track and they've gone and done their own thing.
That's it.
Literally, there's people that I've looked up to for years, and I know some of them are fucking tapped, quote, like Kanye West.
There's another little quote sign
Little
there.
quote,
Tapped.
but like Kanye West, everyone thinks he's a fuking nutter, but the only reason he got where he
He
was.
suffers from bipolar disorder. Yeah.
Yeah, no, all right, okay, that sounds fucking horrible. Thanks for
Yeah.
that.
Just saying.
No, but like, no, everyone when he was before.
I actually
he was,
want to quite start a Kanye West Sarpa Salpa Blur and Oasis. So I'm just going to say
He's
shout.
getting there, man.
Yeah, I
say-
think we're on the same level.
Shout out
guys.
Kanye West. Fuck you. Don't like you at all.
but
Crack
he-
on.
Literally, he fucking hell.
Yeah, I'm going for
I
that.
like Kanye West, but that's
Hey,
fine.
but that's good. You've got diversity
I'm
in the
on his
band.
side.
Yeah, you can be on his side.
This is like a fucking snutch drama.
I'm literally
Have
not.
you boys seen that?
No.
We've had
Have you heard of the snuts?
Yeah, I know this.
Yeah.
I think so.
They did a Strongbow advert.
Yes.
So they basically they did a online gig, like a virtual gig, which was £7,
Right.
and it was a 40-minute gig slot, and people had to pay to watch it. And bearing in mind they're of the caliber, they've got 40,000.
You can tell by his tone what he
I
thought.
know.
of that.
I personally didn't agree with it, and
Yeah.
I thought there was other ways round that you could do it to make your money back for the production team.
Yeah.
If you look at it, you don't have to make people pay for something that's 40 minutes on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah,
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean? It seemed for me a little bit.
A bit of a.
And especially
mistake.
like morally at the minute, people are fucked with jobs. Like people's jobs have gone out the window. How you can expect someone to pay £7 if they've just been made redundant last week to see a band that's their favourite band, I think felt a little bit harsh. And we said it on a podcast, and they've come back at us.
Over Snuts.
The Snuts response. They made a whole
They've
podcast.
made, mate, they've started a podcast, episode 1, called it A Middle Finger to Your Favourite Podcast, and then it was about 20 minutes long. About 16 minutes of it is directly like coming back at us for what we said on our podcast.
It's referencing quotes that I said and things, because I'm into the streaming industry. I look like gamers and stuff, and they're like, well, I said like people make donations and that's how these people make their wage.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, how many people do you give things for free and they then donate to you? And they're like directly quoting things that I'd said, and they've made this whole podcast about it with art and stuff.
madness.
It's weird.
It's the biggest
man.
beef in the indie industry at the moment.
I'm glad to be a
Low
part of
key,
it.
I'm getting quite excited. Kanye West's going to appear
we can make it
in a fucking cake.
Well,
Just dive in.
If you're-
Dance some Yeezys at you.
YouTube only. Sorry. Oh my god, he's here!
Kanye!
Oh, he's punching me.
Kanye, if everyone who's watching, just at Kanye West in all of the posts
at
about
Kanye
this.
West. Actually,
him to
don't.
We're gonna get destroyed.
I was going to say I fingered him. That's not. I did. I just did. Well, we've gone off the rails.
Right, no, there it is. There's a title. I fingered Kanye West.
I fingered Kanye West.
He said it, sort of.
Oh, fucking
Just like,
I'm just, hey man.
should have come alone.
Why do we let Marcus Owens do?
I have to be here.
Oh, that is fucking brilliant.
At complete risk of being the really boring person who still has a question to ask.
How many fingers?
Would you rather have no fingers or no toes?
Ooh, good question.
Right, do that first. I've got another one.
sucks.
I'd rather have no.
Basically,
Okay, I've got
no
two
toes.
football or music.
No toes.
Basically.
No toes.
I'd rather be in a
You'd
wheelchair.
need
than-
fingers, wouldn't you, too?
I think, yeah,
Yeah.
imagine trying to do your day-to-day
See, like,
life
come
without
Kanye
fingers.
wouldn't last.
You could.
Listen, right, I'm good to continue with this podcast, but I've been holding in a wee for 30 minutes. So I need to go.
I
You
do
go
also
for
need a
it.
wee.
After the piss break, we are back.
Part two.
I feel like I'm a new man, honestly. This is a YouTube exclusive. If you're watching on Spotify, please go and watch the YouTube because you can just watch me wriggling around in desperate need of piss. So that might be slightly humorous if you've got nothing else to do.
You've got nothing else to do.
Yeah, quite like to watch,
Why
man.
not sell it in?
Watch Marcus nearly need a piss live.
If anyone actually has gone, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to check that out.
Watch me squirm.
I don't know where the fuck we were.
We left
before
off
that.
on the fingers or toes.
Oh, good. Yeah, let's
okay,
start
I'd
again.
rather have things. Do you know what? I have a lot. I said I've got one more question. I've got loads of questions. This is going to be a long podcast, but it is what it is.
Oh, you got, haven't you?
It is, we're having
We
fun.
could chuck
We're
it
having
off
fun.
too.
Fingers or
Yeah.
toes?
Cut the Kanye bit.
No,
That
Kanye
is
bit
staying.
that's
The title.
my
mate.
clickbait.
All right,
there.
fine. I'd like to formally apologise, Kanye. I think you're a visionary and a god.
That
And
bit's been
cut.
I made a mistake. I was urinating, and upon reflection, I thought he's going to come down on me.
Imagine if you did that.
Yeah,
It'd be
just-
so
that would-
sick.
that would
Not
be-
like that.
He just comes back and I did not get fingered by this Englishman.
Donald Trump. I did not.
Who is he?
Fingers or toes? Quick.
I'd lose my toes.
Lose my toes.
Cool. Would you rather have
Toeless.
a nipple-sized penis or penis-sized nipples?
Ooh,
Whose penis?
nasty.
Your penis.
Oh,
And your nipple.
They're the same.
Trick question.
Do you have massive nipples or?
Yeah, watch me squirm around needing a piss with my tiny nipple dick.
I'd go penis-sized nipples.
You'd have
Yeah,
to.
Oh,
I
no.
I like
Oh,
my penis.
Marcus is a nipple dick. There's the title. Come on.
Listen, my girlfriend loves me. She'll accept it. It's fine. We can just scissor.
Oh, God. Okay.
No, I do, yeah. I think I've got to have
So-
penis-sized nipples.
3 penis nipples and a nipple dick.
Surely.
What?
It's got to be. That'd be awesome.
Would it?
Yeah, football.
would
They always getting in the way, just flying around.
Yeah.
That's a boys' shout out there. Shout out to the boys.
To be fair,
Stop shouting things at cut. Right, stop shouting things out. Okay, you got to
to be
stop.
fair though, in defence of your answer, 'cause I feel like someone's gonna have to. Having penis-sized nipples would be a bigger inconvenience than you'd think.
That's true.
Like
Then
wearing a t-shirt,
yeah,
you
see?
literally have penises
I would
just hanging
keep.
off your
I'd
chest.
keep ice on me all the time, just to keep them cold. Just keep them smaller.
Would you have sex with someone with your chest? Just kind of like again.
That's a good question.
This
I'll-
is a
I'll-
YouTube exclusive.
Wait, George just said that's a good question.
my eyes have just gone.
Is it?
That's a foursome.
Oh, God,
but you
sorry.
fuck everyone.
Are they functional? Or are they just dangling?
No, they're still nipples.
No, they're still nipples.
Yeah.
So you don't actually fuck.
okay.
So you got to try and
You'd-
thumb a floppy.
You'd have
if
to
you're gonna use it.
You'd have to lactate. I'm gonna lack. Oh god.
Your girlfriend's a lucky girl.
All the girls have tuned out.
There's no girls in this.
Right now the boys are here.
I love that
we
video.
really got the
Yeah. What size nail would you use? Okay, now the boys are here. Any other questions you got?
Any more would you rather?
What if we ask you some questions? I
Go on
haven't
then.
got, I haven't got any.
Oh, go on, you must have.
As I was saying, I was like, oh,
You said it now.
would you rather have a nipple-sized pit? No.
Would you rather fight? This is a classic
Oh, I
question.
love this one.
Would you rather fight? Is it I think
Ducks and horses.
Yeah, is it
Yeah.
like 10 horse-sized ducks, or is it which way around?
Not 100 horse-sized ducks.
I'm so shit.
That would be
This is
fucking
why I don't
horrifying.
ask
Okay,
the questions.
I'll ask you the question you've just asked us. Would you rather fight?
Correct.
But
We run this show.
a horse-sized duck
That's it.
or 10 duck-sized horses?
10 duck-sized horses.
Yeah, get me. Right, we had this conversation
I'm
in
gonna
uni
kick
for
that fucking
hours
duck.
and hours and
Yeah.
hours. Duck-sized horses, piece of piss, surely.
No, yeah. Yeah, duck-sized horses. I'm
They're
just
like
gonna
this
volley them.
big.
If I've
and
got
they're
fucking
horses.
duck-sized horses running towards me or whatever fucking way round it is, I'm just gonna fucking Trent Alexander them. Curve it, mate. Yeah.
Imagine.
Again, all the girls have tuned out,
Yeah.
so you should understand.
Now the voices.
Now you're here.
Imagine how big of a duck that is. It would
That's
just,
a big duck.
Mate,
That'd be
that
quite
would
big.
that would tear the shit out of you.
That's a big
Yeah.
duck. I wouldn't be.
I imagine the quack would be very sub-bass. Was that a metal band?
Yeah, you've converted officially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
That was
metal
my
now.
audition. Anyone?
Yeah,
No.
we'll make a band out of that. I'm
Okay.
sure we'll find a way.
Cool.
No,
What
dude.
if
Go on.
I've got another question.
Go on.
If you could replace your body with any animal, what animal would it be?
Tiger.
Shit,
That's a
quick.
shit one, man.
Ooh! I'm better than a tiger!
No, man. If you could replace
Fight
your
a
body-
tiger then. George is going to fight a tiger
Yeah, but I'm
on
saying-
Instagram
Why is
Live.
it surrounded by
When you
fighting?
said replace, I assume you're keeping the human head.
Yeah,
To be fair, I
you're,
wouldn't be
you're
able to
human
play
head.
guitar.
So
That would be jokes.
One of the main benefits of being a tiger you wouldn't have the fucking
Yeah, the
massive
bite.
Yeah, the bite.
Not the fuck off claws.
Yeah, but you could be a bear.
I'd murder you.
I'd rather be a bear than a tiger.
But a
No.
George Bear against the Marcus Tiger, who would win?
Bring it on.
Any
Bring
day.
it on.
Unless it's like a panda. But I mean, if we're talking like Grizzly's beating a
They're
tiger.
big
any
as
day.
well.
Yeah.
Grizzlies are
He's
big
a
old
big old boy.
fuckers.
Yeah.
We'll have to rethink your strategy. Go eagle and just fly off.
Yeah.
I'd have gone eagle as a
Eagle would be
Would ya?
sick. Eagle
Yeah,
would be
fly
sick.
away.
Imagine
Where
that.
would you go?
I think eagle's a big shout because, like, being able to fly is a whole different world, though, isn't it?
I don't know.
Like, if you're a tiger, I'd be a bit
Yeah,
like,
this is-
okay, I'm just
we
a
live
big
in
cat. Like,
we live in the
sick,
free
but-
world, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
If I'm an
fuck
eagle,
you,
I'd be
not
like,
a chance.
yeah,
You'd get
fuck off,
shot out of the air in seconds. The US military would be onto you, even if you were like, above
I'd be a
Ireland
cool-
or something.
I'd be a cool eagle in like Hawaii or something.
A cool eagle, as opposed to an uncool eagle that like,
There's
carries
uncool
pens
eagles.
in its pocket. Wears glasses. It's not got that
Yeah,
eagle
no,
vision. It's just
yeah.
got regular human vision. I think there's a mouse. Oh no, it's a tree.
I'm just so hungry. Fuck that. Yeah, maybe not.
No, I'm saying I'm a horse. I think I'm a horse. Yeah, I'd want to race myself and then like be a.
You want to race yourself? You'd always
Yeah.
win that, mate. Oh, right.
And lose.
No, I do think a horse because I'd want to be like a horse. Like a horse racing
Ethan would
horse.
dispose of you immediately.
Yeah, Ethan.
What,
our bass
like, shoot
player.
him between the eyes?
Ethan hates
He
horses.
does. He
Really?
has a real big hatred of horses.
Interesting.
It's
Horse.
Where does that stem from? Is Ethan okay?
Let's break down Ethan
How did Ethan grow up?
they stitched it back up after the surgery. It's fine. He got over it. Definitely cut that.
Yeah, he was in that.
We don't have the effort or know-how to cut anything.
Okay.
It is
It's all
what it
in.
is.
It's unlucky.
We're all in.
What if I try and say something that you could cut into it? So,
Okay, we'll cut that bit out.
Ethan loves horses.
If he even loves.
Loves.
Like when I tried to dub my voice, so I
Oh,
can't
don't, don't
Your
bother.
voicemail's like that. If like, sorry, the person you've called cannot be reached. Hi, it's George.
Is it actually
the voicemail after the tone? Cannot get to the phone right now. It doesn't fit at all.
I didn't even know it was my voicemail.
You sound about 10.
I probably did it when I first got my phone, and I was literally about 10 years old.
10 weeks ago.
yeah, literally.
I was like 10 weeks old or something. Weird reference. What?
YouTube just not YouTube. Spotify just gonna think I just randomly screamed.
I haven't got a clue.
Yeah, I did a phone gesture. There we go.
So back to why Ethan hates horses. Like,
Do you know what? I think he thinks they've got no function in a modern society. But back in the day,
Interesting.
he thinks they pulled their weight. Literally. They
they quite literally did,
quite
yeah.
literally pulled their weight. But now, you got cars, you got trucks. What are
You have-
horses for?
You race them, don't you?
Yeah, but
I don't.
You race them.
I love a good race horse, I
You could race anything if you want.
This is the
do.
point.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, and as long as I can bet on it, I'm pretty happy.
All that money you got just to throw away.
I mean, the 25p each way that I put on it the weekend.
No, it's a good point though. They're definitely less useful than they used to be.
that's it. I think that's his thing. He just thinks like, what is the function of a horse?
Yeah.
in
But they don't
2020?
bloody pollute, so.
Yeah, they're like big
Wow.
dogs as well.
They are like big dogs. I think
Isn't
I think
anything
he
like
also-
a big
Sort
dog
of.
though? Anything
Yeah.
that's bigger than a dog is just
I'm like a
dog.
big dog, I suppose.
What, girlfriend gets you a collar?
I was just hoping that would be the new thumbnail.
Oh, there's plenty of thumbnails in this one, mate. Don't worry about that.
Oh, fuck
Well, I mean, we're going an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we do like to speak about some up-and-coming bands on this podcast. I don't think I've pre-warned you to.
I think you did.
Yeah, I was.
He'd done his research.
I was
God.
listening to it and I was like, yeah, make sure you got a couple.
Up the boy.
I
Come
haven't.
on. You're going to research it now.
Yeah, I was actually here early. I was just outside going through Spotify. Surely.
The cow was all bollocks. It didn't happen. It's a ruse.
Yeah, the only thing that
I
exploded.
didn't think of
is-
an excuse. A cow exploded.
yeah. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Yeah, a cow exploded. Yeah, fantastic.
That story's still not been explained, which I love. I'd like to leave it like that.
I'm never gonna.
No. So have you two got anything
I think
to say
I
in
did.
relation to that?
I did, but they just broke up.
Oh,
sad.
Elliot's made that mistake a handful of
A couple of times. 1 week.
New songs in the playlist don't exist anymore.
Yeah,
and I'm
one-
like,
Literally,
yeah.
1 week I put 2 bands in and they'd like broke up within like the last month or so, and like someone had like responded to us on Twitter and was like, "What are you trying to do? Dick tease me or something?" And it was like,
That's not what they said.
alright, it wasn't what they said, but it's what they meant.
They didn't have enough characters to say what they wanted to
But
say.
they were like, yeah, like they're not together, and Joe was like, "What?" And then messaged me and I was like, I don't fucking know.
So
I checked their
when
Instagram, they had a recent
Instagrams, and the most
post.
recent
Yeah.
post was just like the notes page.
We
of,
are
like,
done.
yeah. Unfortunately, his
Yeah,
band
yeah,
is,
yeah.
and I was like, sent them both to him. I was like, sounds one, mate.
Good job.
Good
Good
tunes.
tunes. And
Get back
Proper track.
together.
Is this like any upcoming bands, or is this
Mate,
mainly local?
whatever you want to
Any-
say.
There's a band called Lionel who I've been listening to loads, and they've got a song called Daylight Hours,
Cool.
which is a very strong track.
Beautiful. Lionel, how are you spelling that?
Lionel, I wrote this down because
on.
do you know the problem with Spotify?
Yeah.
Love
The problem with
George.
Spotify is I'll listen to bands and there's so many will come up and I'll just like
Yeah.
I won't remember the name of the fucking
Yeah,
band. Lionel
mate.
spelled Lional.
Beautiful.
Whoa.
Lionel.
Yeah,
But,
Lionel.
I like it.
Okay.
It's an E though, isn't it, Lionel?
Don't know many Lionels.
Yeah.
Depends
Lionel
if it's
Richie.
like Messi, then yeah, it would be.
Yeah, Lionel
Oh,
Messi.
yeah.
There's loads of Lionel.
Isn't that Lionel?
I was thinking like Lionel, the old
dunno.
boy.
I might,
That's
I might have said that wrong, to be fair.
Lionel down the pub, Lionel. Like old boy Lionel.
I have no idea what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
shut up, Elliot. Okay. Lionel. Okay, so where are they from? Do you know?
Do you know what? I'll have a look on their Spotify. I don't know.
Good
But in
check.
terms of local bands, there's a band that's just from Bedford, not Northampton, which I suppose is a little bit treacherous. There's a band called Hounds Hall, who are really nice guys. I came to one of our last show we did in Bedford, and they are solid. They record with the same guy that we did as well, Faz, and they just put out a track called Riviera. So definitely
Okay, cool.
give that a go.
What sort of stuff do they do? What is it?
It's very like sort of modern Falsey, like in terms of like, the latest
nice.
album. It's very
Yeah.
like up that kind of street. If you like that kind of thing, then
That's the way to go.
like it. And obviously, like I don't even. It feels weird classing him as an upcoming person, but like Alfie Templeman,
Oh,
Like,
fucking
Mate,
boy.
up the boy. We
he's
love Alfie.
massive
Alfie
now. But
Templeman.
like Alfie's like a pretty good friend
Such a
of the band.
dude.
He's
Yeah.
such a kid. I'll tell you, he's one of the ones we're looking at, trying to see whether we can work our way
I'm sure he
in.
would do
No,
it.
I
Yeah.
mean, trying to look at it's more like we're absolutely like. I
Oh,
mean,
no, no.
that would just be like.
He'd definitely
fucking
do it. He's
top
a
bollocks,
nice
that
guy.
would.
Is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
I just have no idea how you'd get around into doing it, like because we were saying about it the other day, because obviously episode 20 we're trying to milestone every 10
Yeah, yeah,
episodes
yeah.
and make a bit of a thing of it, and we've got some other
Good to
things
know.
coming.
What's his
It'd be-
15, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got really cut.
Yeah, we'll get him in. Is Alfie free? No, he's not. We'll get Sarpa in.
Oh, fuck off.
No, we're trying to make like we kind of up the levels. It's like
Yeah,
our
yeah.
change of gear. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this
yeah.
one's like our next change
You've
of gear.
peaked. Sorry.
I did say that
We are
to you
good.
though. I was like, it was a little bit of a like, especially locally, it was a bit like, fuck.
I was like, where do we go?
These
next?
boys are like top bollocks, and I was like,
And that-
fuck.
that's-
Like,
we're
we
literally-
almost peaked a little bit early.
We're
there.
literally
I was
saying like, where do we go next now? And the next step is the only one that I look at now that's still fairly current, that's like up and coming per se. But Alfie Templeman's now like blown out of the water
he's massive.
recently. The
Got
last
big.
that
We've
song
played-
with Circle Waves he did was recently, that
Lemonade.
song
We
was
played
good.
with we played at Bedford Esquires. It was when the room was the other way round, and he supported us.
Yeah, because he supported us at the time, but he supported us in his old band, which I can't
Marble
remember.
Apes.
Yeah, which he would never want anyone to listen to.
Marble Apes. Everyone listens to Marble Apes.
Yeah, check them out. Don't check out our old band.
I
Check out
can't
Marble
wait to
Apes.
hear what they're
Yeah,
sold.
Not
But
Kanye West.
just prior to sort of blowing up, like we did a gig at the Redmender last April, and
Oh,
we
he
had him
played
on
that
as
as well.
main support for us, and like literally the entire time we were like hyping people up, like don't miss this guy. Like
Yeah,
the next
yeah.
year he's going to be massive.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
fucking blown right
yeah,
up as well.
we
He's
looked
been-
at the day. It's like borderline million listeners and
Yeah,
this sort of
it's
shit,
crazy.
and I'm like, whoa.
It
That's
was when
like,
his photo was in Times Square. That was the moment.
Yeah.
That was the moment. That
pretty
I,
big.
feet.
it was like
Yeah.
I'd had the sourest sweet of all time. I just like turned inside. I was like, Jimmy bastard. Still younger than me. Will always be younger than
Not
me.
even that. 17.
Literally,
Like,
lad,
fuck,
I worked
man.
with a lad who like went to school with him, and I was like, and he was saying about it, and I was like, fuck, he's the same age as my brother,
It's
which
crazy.
is mad to
He's
me.
a top
Like,
dude.
For context, his brother's 4 years younger than him.
yeah. like it just is wild that like someone that young is still doing so well and is really like
Hardcore.
slapping out with bands like Circa, like they
Yeah.
did, like what they released the other week.
That's crazy.
Fucking mental,
Yeah, it's
isn't it?
sick. It's we're big fans of him, but it's a good shout out because technically a local boy, really, and
He is
And
a
he's
local
still
boy.
upcoming, like, you know,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
of
he's still
course.
got a long way
Long
to
way
go.
to go.
and
A
he's
long
gonna-
way to go.
He's
yeah.
going to go far.
as everyone has, as you boys have, like as everyone has. That is.
We've all got long fucking paths. It's that building that longevity and being able to stick about, because there's so many bands that do have that like instant wow factor, but then can't fucking keep it.
Yeah.
And it's like it's sick to see you lot that actually now are like slowly building it, because I think that does work so much better.
You
wait.
wait until we fuck it. You hear this new song? Dog shit.
Imagine if it was. And we were like, yeah, put it in the playlist. Listen to it. Like, what the fuck is Sarpa just done?
Hell, can we
Panic
delete
in
the
George,
episode?
the panic in George's eyes, because he's now like, just cut that, please.
We're just gonna release the worst song so Kanye West doesn't assault me. I'll probably say for mine, there's a band we played with a couple times, and I thought they were class. I thought they were really good. They're called Among the Citizens. They recently broke up, so that's futile information.
Nah, but the music's still
to be
there.
fair-
Check it out. Like,
But the
they're
music's
probably
still
still
on
making
there.
money off it.
Also,
So, fuck 'em.
JWESTERN.
Yeah, John, the singer from Among the Citizens, he started his own solo thing, which is called JWESTERN.
Yeah.
Oh, sick. There you go.
sick.
Yeah,
Literally
yeah.
just
Check that
JWESTERN,
out.
no space.
Cool.
There you go.
That's
And
really
I think my
Western.
other one, I would say, I'm not sure if she's still up and coming. She's from New Zealand, so I'm trying to spread the word in the UK, but she's called BENEE. BENEE's wicked.
Benny.
How you
As in the
spelling
TikTok
Benny?
one.
Yeah. I don't say TikTok.
Fucking don't you just strip
Don't
her of
say
everything?
TikTok.
The TikTok one.
That's no, she's got a massive song on TikTok.
She did.
Has she?
That's how I think I don't know how I heard the song. Oh yeah, some manager's daughter was on TikTok and she heard the song and we were looking for a song to cover. She was like, "Cover this," and I was like, "Oh, listen to it. It might be alright." I was
Yeah.
like, "This is a tune," and yeah, I've been pretty obsessed with BENEE
Oh, cool.
ever
That's
since.
sick. That's
She's
a cool shout
proper
out.
good. She's done a song with Kenny Beats recently as well.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Yeah.
So is she big
That
out?
one's
is
real
she,
good.
Is
I
she
think
big
she
out
is
New
quite
Zealand?
huge, to be
She's
fair.
It's
pretty
like-
new, but it's really good. I'm gonna be honest. If BENEE watches this, I don't really like the new song, but every other song is class.
Jesus.
Shout out on up and coming band, Marcus. Yeah. I love Benny.
I'm sorry.
Fucking hate the new
I'm really
song, but-
sorry. I have listened to all of her other songs up plus 100 times, so
Yeah.
I have the right.
You've got a right to critique. We love that.
I like
That's
that.
calm.
she is class. She's my favourite artist
Yeah.
at the moment.
If
So.
there's any chance Benny is listening, I'm so sorry that was nasty, but come
Yeah,
on.
Nah,
Good shout.
I'll back him.
I wasn't nasty.
It wasn't
Wasn't
nasty.
nasty.
It's just a
Nah,
critique.
She's literally my
Joking.
You
favourite.
sounded like the Snuts.
Yeah.
Not able to take a
Remember
critique.
their own podcast. Fuck Marcus and so on. Team Benny.
Her and Kanye West gonna pat a fucking
So
single.
it's like an Avengers thing now. Like
a diss track. You're nothing. Oh my guy from Northampton. You're a fucking little twat. That's me dissing me, just in case anyone missed that. Cool. Right. Move on.
Right.
Go on, Joe, you got one?
Oh, I've got it on my piece of paper because I make notes on my phone, right, to explain to people why I always have a piece of paper, and then we film with it, and then I'm like, don't have any of my notes,
I
so
see.
I write a few down. I've got a new band that follows on Instagram, and they're actually from America, which is quite rare, not in like a bad way, but like in like the indie scene, I feel like UK dominates, and then there's a few like other like
A Razorlet from America.
No.
They're
they
not.
just had a song called America. But I don't think they are they?
No, definitely not.
Georgia.
Oh, of course, I'm literally hearing him sing in my head now. So British. What a drag it is. That
But,
didn't clear anything up.
This man's a front man.
know what a jacket is. Please listen to our new single, Stick to What You Know. It's out soon.
Doesn't even know the day.
Or now, if you're watching on Dave.
Dave Javu, this is on. Yeah.
Dave plus one, Dave plus two, Dave plus
Oh,
five.
mate.
Do you know what?
If we
always
got a Dave
fucking
contract, I'd
loved-
take it.
I loved the Dave plus one channels called Dave Javu. That was, even like when I was younger.
That
I
was
like,
meta as
that's-
fuck.
Mate, that's
They know where
genius.
they stand.
Some bloke said that in a board meeting, and everyone's been like,
Fuck.
yeah.
No one said a word in that company ever again.
Yeah,
They just
that's
all
it.
learnt sign language. Just like, we can't beat it.
We're sorted.
Or rather,
Yeah, we've peaked. Imagine if that's correct sign language.
For Dave Javu.
yeah, I'm so sorry. It's not.
No.
If you're listening on Spotify, you'll never know.
The YouTube's got plugged so much. I love it. Watch it.
You got to zoom in there.
Oh, I've got so much editing.
We'll
to
spend
do.
6 hours trying to do that. Yeah,
Oh,
don't worry about
right.
it.
A few YouTube searches later, I'll be able to do that.
It's a band from New Jersey called the Down and Outs. Is my band this week. Very good. In their like Spotify bio, it literally says Batman Beyond playing jazz with the Stooges, and I think that's all anyone really needs to know.
I'm not sure if I even understand that, but
Exactly.
I'm
but you're
curious.
hooked. Exactly
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
They've
Batman
got-
Beyond, was that the one with George Clooney? Or was that...
It was. I have no idea.
Was it the good ones?
It wasn't the
fucking
good
right.
because there's Batman Begins and all the new trilogy. It weren't them. It was like old,
Right.
Old school.
oldie timey. Batman.
Okay.
I mean, I
And
couldn't
Like
wait
likes
to tell
to
you.
suit black.
Gee,
man.
Batman. Slam.
Yeah, much more like that. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
But they've got a song called Landlord, which I heard, and they follow us on Instagram, and I listened to it, and it is really,
They are
really
brilliant.
good. They're very good. It's quite heavy, like sort of punk vocals, but it's over like a dance beat.
Okay.
So it's quite a. I don't know even how to describe it. It's like a proper dance, like club beat, and then I've done like
in
punk
my
lyrics
mind, I'm
over
thinking
it. It's
of
quite-
like Idols mixed with the Bee Gees.
yeah,
Yeah.
good.
You slapped
I like
it.
that.
Really?
yeah.
Yeah,
I do
you
quite
kind of
like
nailed
that.
it, I have to
Yeah.
admit. It's a weird cross
It's like-
genre that kind of works in some
I
strange way.
fucking
Like if
love
I
disco.
played you the beat and then like the vocals separately, you'd never believe they went over each other.
Okay.
But then when you hear it, it
It
works
works.
really well. Like it's got like a proper like dance beat, and then suddenly they're sort of like shouting over it, and I'm like, okay. But then you listen to it like, a few times, and I'm like, this is actually sick.
This is a jam.
Yeah, and it's
What's your
really.
favourite disco song?
Oh my god. Phew. I don't know.
I just have one
Fucking
that...
throw me in the fucking deep end.
I'm
there,
throwing
boy.
you in the fire.
You out.
What's yours?
Just go to ABBA if you've got nothing else.
ABBA?
Go to ABBA.
Would you even class that as disco?
I don't care. It's not my answer.
I want to go. If I was going to go disco, I want to go like more funk soul-y. Like I want to
Okay.
go like old school disco.
Yeah, I'm talking Boney M. That Rasputin by Boney M.
What?
What a fucking tune.
Is it you?
What a tune.
There you go. I hope that's on.
It's not.
It is.
All the cameras died.
2 hours.
All the cameras died at about 45
Yeah,
minutes.
the computer's melted. We're just talking.
Imagine.
Chat.
We don't even have a podcast.
We were saying we should just.
Psych.
We were saying we should just bollocks our way through it and just like pretend we actually have just made this whole thing up. It's all just a ruse. I know it actually happened.
An elaborate ruse.
Watch me storm out of it like the Big Brother diary room. I can't believe it.
But yeah, long story short, the Down and Outs got an EP, song called Landlord from New Jersey. Really good band. Check it out.
Yeah, they
I'm
are
going to
brilliant.
save it right now.
Go on.
And you can watch me do that on YouTube. I haven't got my phone on me.
Sorry. Yeah. He's doing it right now.
One
He
nil
has, he found it.
Spotify. Yeah, I'm just doing it now. And
What are you doing it on?
What phone
An
have you got?
Walkman?
I've got a Nokia.
Samsung J700 over there.
Oh Christ!
Go on, Elliot,
Right.
band.
I've gone for Abel's Army this week, and they're a small band from Huddersfield, and they are fucking class. They're very, it's very typical indie. Like if you're gonna whatever you thought of indie was, like almost like northern indie, kind of fucking hits a nail on the head. It's very clear lyrics, and you can hear exactly what they're saying. But also in the same way, it makes it almost like football casual sort of vibe, which is really sick. They do a track called The Sober Side of Tipsy, which is actually a fucking banger, and they've only
It's
really...
quite deep, actually.
There's like a thing there.
That just spun me off. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa. Fucking hell.
And they are like, that's the track that's taken them quite like, it's almost given them like the full spin of it. Like that one's got 40,000 listens on Spotify, and then the rest have kind of like on like 1,500. But the rest of their outfit is just as good as that track. It just didn't blow up in the way that everything else, the way that one did.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are brilliant.
They're really
like,
good. They remind me that the Skinner brothers that I spoke about a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
that, like they're really versatile as well. Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, they are versatile.
They're very good, and yeah, that song was really good.
Yeah, that Sarpa Tipsy is brilliant. I was very impressed with it. I literally like, I was watching a Gary V thing, and it's like, yeah, comment on loads of things and like get involved with like the community and stuff. And I was like, right, calm. So I just put like hashtag indie music or like hashtag indie bands and stuff, and was like just scrolling through and like found them through that and was like, this is fucking sick. I was like, I'll have a gander. I like what they're putting on Instagram, so I'm probably gonna like the music, and they're fucking brilliant. They are really, really
That's
sound.
the power of the gram.
It is. Yeah, it's the power of social media at the minute. Absolutely.
So, when you guys spoke about us on the thing, I felt like I had a lot to say back, but I was just listening.
Oh, cool.
Go on.
I don't know. I can't remember what you said exactly.
I can't remember either. To be fair,
well, let's move on.
I can't remember what we said exactly.
Do you know what? I was actually just thinking just then, just from my laugh, because it always reminds me of the Ricky Gervais show.
Yeah.
It's when it's me, you, and Ethan on a microphone. I kind of wish Ethan was here right now, because he just says some Carl Pilkington shit, doesn't he? Straight off the bat. And you're definitely Stephen Merchant.
100%.
Yeah.
I am 100% Stephen Merchant. Are you? Sorry about that.
All my face.
Imagine Scooby-Doo-esque.
Hi, Stephen Merchant.
That was good. That was really good. Yeah, I like that. Well, I mean, when we upgrade the studio, next time you come on, all 5 of Sarpa Salpa will be
That
in.
would be great.
That
I
would
would
be
love
fucking
that. That would
sick.
be really sick.
That would
And
be
Kanye
brilliant.
West.
And Kanye will come
Kanye
through.
West will hang out and
we'll be singing on stage with you next time.
And we are the next Sarpa Salpa gig. If you buy tickets, we will be on stage. So
You will.
if that doesn't fucking convince you to buy a ticket, then
That is true.
come on.
I'm actually gonna hold myself to that.
Good. I'm really glad.
What song do you want to sing?
Before
You're on the.
it goes dark,
he's
it's most
copping out.
likely for me to know the lyrics to. So I'm not gonna lie, but
I just don't know which one's not gonna like, because I can't sing. I don't want to put myself in anything that's gonna like fuck me up in front of people. That's gonna make it like really shit karaoke,
Just
because I will be
enjoy it.
pissed.
Mate,
Yeah.
just enjoy it. Everyone will have a good time.
yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
class.
mega,
Look
that'd be
forward to it.
superb.
Right, we should probably wrap it up as
Yeah.
we're near the 2-hour mark. So
Yeah, we are.
It's
And
flown by though.
You're
isn't
gonna
it?
edit this for days.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while.
Sorry.
But swings and roundabouts, it's all love and fun.
It's all love, isn't it?
Yeah, all love and fun.
Did it, boys? Well done.
Fingering.
No, it's been brilliant having you boys on, and
Yeah,
especially when
honestly, thank you so much for coming on. 'cause
No,
it's been
absolutely.
nice.
No
We
worries.
appreciate it a lot.
it's
and-
been great fun. It has been really good fun, and it's nice just to be able to get people on that when we don't know them, and it becomes a proper chat, and it becomes quite
Yeah.
relaxing.
You get to
innit?
know it.
It's nice
man.
for sure.
Enjoyed it.
So I hope you all enjoyed. If you are new around here, set the subscribe. Let us know what you think of the podcast so far.
Okay, I'll talk. If you're new around here,
I am.
and you've just come here for Marcus and George, which I imagine is quite a few people, then get involved.
Hi,
Listen to
Mum.
Apple Podcasts, subscribe and leave a review. Spotify, follow. YouTube, subscribe, like, comment. Get on our Instagram and Twitter at the SR Podcast. Follow us on there because we've got really good content on there. We're really funny. And I think that's pretty much everything. If you've listened to all an hour and 50 minutes of this podcast, please let us know because we'll
Trooper.
send you some sort of
George
enormous medal.
George is
'cause-
touching my genitals, which you'll only see on YouTube. That's
true.
That's the last. George, George, stop it.
George.
The camera's
Oh
on.
my god, Kanye West is there with a chainsaw.
Oh my god, he's here. I am dead. Bye.
Okay, cool. Sarpa Salpa, thanks for coming on. Marcus and George, anything you want to say, boys?
Listen
Close
to
it
the
out?
single, please.
Yes, shout the single out one more time. Go on.
Stick to what you know.
Beautiful.
October 2nd.
October 2nd.
Get on it.
That's it.
Pre-save it. Does
Thank
that
you.
help?
Yeah, pre-save it.
Pre-save
Yeah.
Pre-save it.
because I've heard that helps a lot.
It does
I was
help a lot.
listening to something earlier.
God, I hate the world.
Pre-save it, stream it when it comes out, buy it on iTunes.
Yeah.
Get involved
Class.
for sure.
Get involved because it's going to be sick.
Yeah, it's massive. It's massive. Thank you very much for coming on, boys.
Thank you
It's
for
been a
having us.
pleasure.
Thanks for having us,
Stop
guys.
touching
Nice one,
me.
It's been a right. On that note, on
Cool.
see you on the other side.
Thank you,
Peace.
everyone. Peace.